welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel, and welcome to the pregame. I agree with you. I think they do it for the men, but it's like sexual attention. It's not relationship attention. So you can kind of do a cheat code. You can go get a BBL, get a nice body, and you do get more attention from men than if you're flat, right?
But it's not.
But here's the thing, though.
It's not the attention you want.
But listen, though. But it goes so deeper, though, because I know who you're talking about, and she has a great body.
Yeah.
So you got to think about how far down deep that she is within watching the Instagram models, within watching the Cosmopolitan magazine, to not even think that her great body doesn't look good to a man.
But you think that men have higher standards for women, not that the men have the higher standards they have to live up to, just to clarify.
I think men have higher standards for women.
For women. So, like, the women have higher beauty standards to meet.
Yes. And that's what's making women feel like they need to comply with these standards.
Who's pickier, men or women?
Men.
Women are more complacent than men.
Or more complacent?
Yeah, I think they accept more than men do. I think men are very, like, if they've got a certain standard, they're more rigid than women.
You think men are pickier than women?
100%.
Definitely. But they will not marry it. They will not settle down with somebody with the fake old lips, the eyebrows, and if they do, it ain't gonna last.
So I done an OnlyFans, but it wasn't like vagina, boobs. It was lingerie, yeah, boobs were out, whatever. I done it, and when I finished it, I felt very degraded. I felt very like, why did I actually do that? Now, I know there's girls out there who do that, they don't feel that way. That is perfectly fine. You do you feel the way you feel. But me personally, like in the future, when I have kids and all in the future, and if my kids found out about that, they'll probably get bullied in school. People will be like, oh, your man doing this, your man doing that, and your man as well. He's not going to, if you don't respect yourself and you're selling your body online, I can't speak for everyone, I can just speak for myself. If you're selling your body online like that, there's not a high respect for yourself.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel, and welcome to the pregame. Before I start, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. That way you're going to be notified of my daily videos. Like the video on your way in, and as you guys already know, if you have watched 2 or more of my videos and you don't subscribe, we have beef, okay? Beef people. A couple announcements before we start the show. The first is that we have 4 membership tiers. Guys, the only one you care about is the 4th tier. That is a one-on-one call with me once a month. How do you get 1 million subscribers in a year? I'll tell you. Sign up for that call. Also, guys, the 2nd tier, if you want to see me freestyle rap, sign up for the 2nd tier for the behind-the-scenes vlogs. Also, guys, follow my Instagram. They took away my first one, Just Pearly Things 1. Also, I'm back on TikTok. They took away my 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th TikTok, so I'm on my 6th, Just Pearly Things. Also, guys, subscribe to Wife School. And King, how many likes do we need to open up the chat today? 15. So 1,500 likes, and we will open up the chat. I think that's all the announcements we have. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Oh, and subscribe to my the 2 other talents we have at the Just Pearly Things Network, Auntie Jenny and King Richie's. So welcome to the show, everybody. To start, we are going to do your name, your age, your relationship status, and a fun fact about yourself. Starting here, go around, and then we'll do the 2nd row.
Okay, hey guys, I'm Kyra, I'm 22, I'm single, and a fun fact, I'm going to say I have never been in a relationship before. Yeah, that's my fun fact.
My name is Rudy, but everybody calls me Rue. I am 20. It's a bit complicated. And a fun fact about me.
What's complicated about it? Can I be in on the no?
No, how much time do you actually have?
No, okay. So is this like you guys are hooking up?
We've known each other for a while, and it's just in that difficult stage, but, you know.
So you've been going on dates and stuff, or you've known him for years, and he's getting out the friend zone?
No, we've been through all of that. We've had the waves, but, you know, things happened, things got skew with, but we're just...
What happened? Let me in.
Girl,
I want to be in the know.
you're going to make me cry. No.
I was like,
do you know what?
Did I already?
Do you know what? No, not already. Like 3 minutes in. No, I moved to Manchester to study. So it was that distance, that kind of long distance thing. You know, messages got skew with, things got changed, and do you know what I mean? That kind of vibe. So it's complicated, but a fun fact about me, I am actually double jointed in this thumb. If you can see on the camera, it kind of bends like this. So try that at home. If you can't do it, I'll teach you how to do it. But yeah, that is a fun fact about me.
Please don't teach me how like that. Okay, go ahead.
I'm Amira and I'm 21. I'm single. And a fun fact about me is I want to learn how to do that. I want to know what Ruth done.
Do it outside, child. I can't do that. Oh, go ahead.
I'm Cecilia. I'm 21 as well, about to be 22. I'm single. And fun fact about me, I'm South American.
We have a young couch today. Everyone's under 23 on the couch?
Yeah. I would say so.
Okay. Justin, do you want to go?
Sure. My name is Justin, 37. Wouldn't you like to know? And no fun facts for now. So.
I'm Troy, 47, single, and I once went out to party in London, and I woke up 2 days later in Vegas.
Wow. Can I? What prompted you? Did you figure out what prompted you to get from London to Vegas?
I think it was just excessive alcohol and the bonhomie of the spirit of the occasion. It was pretty wild, though. I woke up and I was like, where the hell am I? And turned out to be Vegas. So yeah, it was a good night.
Wow. That's crazy. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Regina. I'm 28. I'm single. And the fun fact about me is, I don't know, keep watching.
Okay, good.
That's how I feel. I don't know my fun fact either. But my name's Iman. I'm 21. I'm single. And a fun fact about me is I can juggle oranges.
That is fun.
Yeah.
It's a good party trick.
Yeah, thank you.
How many can you juggle?
3.
3?
Yeah, that's it. I can't give you 4. We'll jump on the floor.
Okay. Yeah. So we got some room for improvement. You can get to maybe 6 someday or 4.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Or like other objects. Like not only oranges.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm Alex. I am 28. Fun fact about me is I'm an avid salsa and bachata kizomba dancer.
Ooh, that's cool. Okay, so today's topic is modern women should stay if high-value men cheat. So there was a certain footballer that is in the news, and he's in the news because his wife divorced him for cheating.
Oh, yeah.
However, all of the money was in his mom's name. So in hindsight, being 2020, knowing that he was taking fully 100% taking care of her, should she have stayed? Why don't we start with the couch, and then we'll get the women's opinions, and then we'll get the men's. So start here.
I don't know. I think it's all about the principle. I get that it's like 2023. I get that, I don't know, we're moving towards more liberal times. You got to do what you've got to do. But I just feel like, if it was me, I wouldn't want to know things like that. I wouldn't want to know that it was coming. I don't know. I feel like
I need a yes or no. Are you team stay or team go?
I think go.
Go?
Yeah, it's not very manly, and go.
It's not manly to cheat?
No, I guess.
You don't think it's manly to sleep with multiple women? It's like a masculine trait.
I guess so. You know what? The more I hear it, the more I feel like, you know what? I'm gonna have to accept that if I want a high value man, if I want a man, they're gonna exercise the options. How do I feel about that? I don't know, but I guess it seems like the reality that we live in. So I don't know, it's hard.
Do you think she should date a footballer and expect him to be faithful? Is that a good bet?
Is it?
Do you know what? I think this might be my idea of a high value man. I don't know about everyone else's opinion, but my idea of a high value man is that you have to be so certain in yourself and closed off, because I don't consider high value if everybody else can have you.
Yeah.
Because why would you want something that everybody else can have? That's not special. Do you know what I mean? Do you see what I mean? So
then why do women keep sleeping with them? If women in general
sleeping
don't
with them knowing that he's a cheater, a serial cheater, or not knowing.
Do you think women sleep with Drake and are worried about his monogamy? Do you think Drake has a shortage of women?
No, absolutely not. I don't. I think he's got a whole reel of girls that he could just call up and be like, yo, you're trying to slide or what? Do you know what I mean?
So would you say in general, high value men do tend to cheat and women don't care?
I think it comes down to the type of guy that person is. If you're that guy saying, yeah, I'm high valued, I'm high valued. Are you though? Are you?
Yes. Usually if they're rich enough and famous enough and successful enough, yeah.
That's when you decide, is high value meaning your success, what you can provide, who you can protect, what you can do for your family, what car you drive, what house you live in, or is high value the way you're raised, the morals your mum brought you up in?
I would say it's the men that women pick.
Yeah, it's the market. It's demand and supply, isn't it? You know, you've got to look at what does the market demand. If all these women want to sleep with Drake, then regardless of what we may think of that demand would indicate that Drake is high value.
Spoiler alert, I'm a sex worker. So that means I get paid to have men that cheat on their wives or their girlfriends, and I get them every single day. Most of the time, like, they do it with a sex worker because they feel like there's no strings attached to it, and they're a lot. Most of the time, like, I don't even see like the WhatsApp picture on their number because they have a wife and kids. But then when they come to you and then they feel like comfortable enough, they're gonna tell you even like the story of their life. And most of the time, like, there's like a very lonely man inside of a marriage. I'm not saying like cheating is a good thing, because it's not. I've been in a relationship and I've been cheated as well, even though I'm a sex worker. And even like my job has been used against me from my exes. Like, I was like, oh yeah, you shouldn't be caring because you're a sex worker. So that's why I'm cheating, or that's why I'm having like a free time around.
Do you think that's unfair?
I mean, it's unfair from my point of view, yes, because as I said, it's my job, and like if I go into a relationship to get to know someone new, I always like a disclaimer: I'm this. This is me.
So you let them know up front.
Yeah, always.
But you're still having sex at work.
Yeah, but like, that's my job.
Yeah, but it doesn't take away that you're sleeping with other people.
Yeah, but I get paid.
No, so I had a question more about the men that cheat on their wives.
Yeah, but that's why
would you say those men are they like, what percent would you say are in like sexless marriages? Out of every, like, maybe
like around 75%.
Really?
Yes.
3 out of 4.
Jeez. Because like most of the time is like, oh, we've got kids. After the third kids, like the sparkle wasn't there anymore.
And then she stopped sleeping with him, or it's mutual?
It's mutual most of the time. Then like in most of cases, like it's her not feeling comfortable with herself enough to go to the men most of the time as well, because like they get, like I think like the self-esteem of a woman depends as well, like on the environment you've got at home. Like, I need to love myself to love someone else. But like if as well, like the man with whom I'm living with doesn't make me feel love.
I agree with that. I think that's why I'm team go. I think I'm team go, because I think as a woman, if you can sense that your man isn't being faithful, no matter how much self-love we give ourselves, we automatically think, what's wrong with me? Why am I not good enough? What does she have that I don't? This. All these thoughts run through our brain, and that knocks your confidence. So obviously, like, you can't be in a happy home and a happy environment. No matter what your husband brings to the table, that does something to a person mentally, and that's why I'm just team go. Sorry.
Team go. What about you?
I mean, I agree with Rue. In terms of like a high value man, I think it depends on what you call, like, class that as, because if you're going around saying I'm a high value man, are you really, if you're just going around doing anything that you would want to do? I feel like it's up
they
to
still
you.
are. They still are high value men.
No, they still are, but
so
I feel like it's
so you say, are you
within.
really? And the answer is yes, they still are.
But who says this?
The women, by picking them through sex.
I get that sometimes women don't
Extremely clear.
Like,
I just don't.
So I would say, like, if Drake went out and said, I'm a high value man, I would say, yes, he is, because he has a plethora of women.
But then it goes back to what you deem a high valued man.
Yeah, but you're just trying to shift the definition of high value man, aren't you? You're trying to make it more cuddly and friendly, like, oh, he's a really nice guy, he's like super honourable and blah blah blah. But the truth of the matter is, like as Pearl said, I mean, if the market is selecting for guys like that, like Drake, that indicates that he's high value.
Okay, so
in the definition that's most commonly accepted.
Okay, so if you revert it back to, like, say you have a daughter, right? She turns 18, she comes to you and says, Dad, listen, I've started dating this guy. Things happen. He's dating whoever. He's sleeping with whoever. Would you deem him a high valued man?
I wouldn't be happy. I'm sure I wouldn't. I'm sure I wouldn't be happy about that in that scenario. But that doesn't detract from the fact that in terms of societally, that dude is still going to be. If he was Drake or somebody like that, he's still going to be regarded generally as high value. I mean, my feelings as the father would not really undermine that.
If my daughter came home with Drake, or I don't.
I would shake her hand.
That's so. What?
I would shake her hand like.
or was dating a footballer. I would say, what did you expect? Like it's like you see them in the media. They all cheat usually.
Yeah.
Typically, when men can cheat, they do. And I don't know why you would expect a man that has beautiful women thrown at him every single day to be faithful. And if you don't want that, why would you pick a footballer?
I understand that.
Like, why would you pick that?
I do agree with that, but I think it's more of the fact that if you're choosing to marry someone, if you know that you want to be living a certain life, why would you accept and like be like closed off, but you're not actually closed off?
What do you mean?
Like, if you're going to choose to marry someone as a footballer, if you're going to marry someone, don't marry them if you know that you want to live a different life.
No, now they call themselves polyamorous.
Yeah, but I would say don't marry the men that are most likely to cheat if you don't want to be cheated on.
Okay, so
why pick them?
High value men don't have to be polyamorous.
If you switch it round, right, and
exactly,
say, okay, the woman is sleeping with so many different men.
She's a whore.
Would that man?
Yeah.
Exactly. She's not high value.
She's a whore.
She's not high value. She's a whore. She's a slut.
That's
she's
true.
a bitch.
Yeah, that's because it's a double standard.
Why is it called high value if you're sleeping with loads of different women, then your values aren't actually high? Well, in my book, it's like values. If
it's valuable.
It's valuable, yeah,
it's
but
valuable. It's
even
not high value. It's valuable.
It's valuable, but even like high value men. So it's like, okay, women want to sleep with high value men and whatever this high value in this society is.
Okay, I'll give you the definition really quick.
Okay, go on.
Just so, and this is from Kevin
page.
Samuels. This was his definition. So it's going to be different based on who you talk to. I would say it's the women or the men that women pick, but $10K a month. Other men must accept you as high value. You have to have a network of high value men. You have to be visibility, LinkedIn level, and you have to be useful to others in the group.
Okay.
So that's what. Sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Okay, cool. So I'm not going to even say high value when I'm saying this, but if you're a woman and you know that the man is sleeping with lots of women and he's got a lot of money, more time that girl getting into that relationship is not looking for a relationship. She's also looking for something out of it. Because if you know the man's going to be sleeping with multiple women and he's got money, you'll be having sex with him maybe for the money. That's why when they get kids and they feel secure and it's like we've got a family, you're saying a lot of them feel lonely because they're not having sex with them anymore because you're going to stay and you're still going to give me money, you're still going to bring your high value and you're going to have sex with other women and I don't care because I don't actually love you. So that's why I feel these high value men are feeling lonely.
I'd like to make an argument. The men that sleep with you are not high value. They're just rich. Because a high value man can go out and get it his damn self. He ain't got to pay you.
Well, like at the end of the day, I pay my bills. I pay my bills with their money.
Like a high value man trips over women. Yeah. They don't have to do shit on the side.
So why does a high value man need so many women to feel high value?
Because that's how men are. They don't do it because it makes them feel better. See, people get this fucked up. They try to guilt men and say, "Oh, you're insecure." 1 second. They say, "Oh, you're insecure. You got to sleep with all these women to get validation." Bullshit. Men like to fuck. Let's
we all know
let's call a spade a spade.
We all know
it's not like because what women try to do is they try to guilt a man into acting the right way. Like, oh, this girl said
it's not guilt a man. It's pick a man. Like I won't pick a man that talks.
And I completely understand that. But my argument to that is if you were head over heels in love and you had genuine desire for that man, as bad as it might hurt you, you would stay. And so would everybody on that couch.
And that is true, because when you're actually in a situation,
because
it's
as much as you hate him for doing it, you know deep down, if you were dating some slump, he would do it if he could. And women misinterpret the inability to get a woman for loyalty, and it's bullshit.
It is
so
true.
let's call a spade a spade.
It is true.
Yeah. I don't think women mistake the inability. I think they know.
Of course.
They absolutely know.
They
It's a shit
know.
test. They're like, oh, a good man would do this and this. And if the dude's a bitch enough to give into it, then they got him. But the truth is, right after that, they get enough of him after a few years of marriage. They end up texting a high value man behind her back or his back.
Or if they're South America, they just go to some like my religion, for example, they do something called sweetening of the person. So I'm South American, obviously. I'm from Venezuela, and my religion is Umbanda, Kimbanda, Yoruba, which is a phalange of the spiritualistic beliefs and stuff like that. So like, I'm from the famous religion of Macumbas. And I had so many women coming to me because I read tarot cards. I read tarots and everything. And I've had, my husband is cheating on me. I'm gonna do like that spell of don't get him hard anymore.
Damn.
Or I'm gonna do like the
They put a spell on him because he cheated?
Yeah, judge basically.
There's some women that they don't use judgment. Because like I am completely against it.
Yeah, but the crazy thing, half of those women have open Instagram accounts with thought pictures on them. The same women that complain about being cheated on get attention from men all the time.
I know.
So it's like a lot of times like women will act like we're so much better than men because, you know, they cheated, maybe we didn't in a relationship. But a lot of times we cheat in a different way. We cheat by getting attention from men.
But the get out clause is always, was it physical or not, right? The get out clause is always, well, yeah, but she didn't do anything physically, he did. But I agree with you.
I don't think it matters.
No, I don't think it matters either, but I'm just saying societally, that's their get out clause, isn't it?
You ever look at Hailey Bieber's Instagram account? This is Hailey Bieber. This woman bagged the guy that every girl who had a crush on Justin in their teenage?
Yeah.
You know,
not my type.
If it wasn't you, look, I'm tall, so it wasn't me, but I knew half the girls did. She got him. She got him. And look at her Instagram account. It's literally ass picture, butt picture, lingerie picture. And this is the woman that got the man that everybody wants.
But Hailey Bieber and Justin's relationship, that was completely formulated. Like, if you see the clips on YouTube and the crazy sightings that they were together, they were never like 5 meters away from each other throughout the whole childhood. But I think going back to this picture thing on Instagram, if you're a genuinely pretty girl and you give off those nice vibes, you are going to get those attention from those males. But it's your choice whether you feed it or not.
Yeah, true.
That's it. That's feeding it. And then you're part of the problem because you fed it. They shouldn't feel comfortable enough to even do that with you.
Yeah, but isn't it feeding it to post those pictures and to have an open Instagram account where any man can message you?
Agreed, but you can go down the path of saying, I'm posting this to feel good, to do good for me.
He's fucking those girls to feel good.
I argue.
There's other ways to feel good.
It's empowering him.
I argue that that's Justin's fault, not her fault. Because if he had us framed correctly in his house, that shit would not happen.
What?
She wouldn't disrespect him like that if he called for more from her. So it's Justin Bieber's fault, not hers.
You think it's a disrespect I post?
Damn right, I think it's disrespect. I don't think he knows how to manage his girl, and create leadership in the household. There's no fucking way a man should allow that shit. And if he does,
There might be
welcome to the
leadership,
streets.
but he just doesn't care about that.
Maybe he's secure enough to knowing.
I think he's raised.
No, I don't think it's a security thing. I think it's lack of consciousness. I don't think he understands what's going on
To
right
be
now.
fair, though, I agree with that. I think men should provide and protect. That's
I'm gonna let. What did you want to say?
So you don't think there's like secure relationships posting them type of things?
Talking to your mic.
So you don't think there's like secure relationships posting them things and feeling confident about each other?
It's not about security. It's just about why would you let your girl have a straight up marketing billboard of her ass on the internet? What the fuck?
I agree to a certain extent.
It's absolute bullshit. And if he had the right frame with her and she was truly in love with him, she would happy to take that shit down.
That is true.
And most men don't see that. Me and Pearl were talking earlier about a relationship. The guy said that everything was good for the first 7 years. And it's those little things right there that man didn't see. Because he's like, oh, well, she slept with another dude. Well, there was also the girls' trip. There was also the post on Instagram. There was also the call from her high school boyfriend that she got in the middle of the night. No, bro, she's been telling you the whole time your frame's off. Then you got cheated on because she doesn't respect you.
Wait, what do you mean girls' trip?
Like she went on a girls' trip to Vegas,
That's not something you'd allow.
Fuck no. No. If your girl's in love with you and truly in love with you, she doesn't even want to go on a girls' trip. Why?
Okay, so posting pictures as a woman online, I can't do that, but you can go and sleep with multiple women because you're high value.
You don't have to stay. I'll replace you.
You don't have to do
you
it.
don't have to call yourself a high value man.
I'm not. First of all, I hate alpha, beta, high value, all that shit. Any man that's really about his business does not go by that. And I personally will never call myself high value. I think it's cringy as fuck. What I will say is,
and I respect your opinion, and you're actually saying something that is good in this right moment because, like, at least you're not defining yourself something you're not.
Yeah, well.
No.
Well, I wasn't expecting that.
All right. So, but what I am saying is regardless of how you place me in the world, I would say this about myself or any other person that has a girl that he cares about. If her ass and titties are on the internet, that is an active billboard of marketing to get attention from other men and possibly through hypergamy transition away from you to someone else. And if she truly loves you, she will take that shit down.
And when you think about it as well, it's the first time really in human history that this has happened on such a scale, isn't it? If you think about women, even 15, 20 years ago, when was it? There were no women who were putting themselves publicly in that manner, aside possibly from celebrities, which is a slightly different case. But now everyone's got an Instagram account. It's really unprecedented in human history.
Isn't that what it's all about these days, though? It's dealing with reality as it is. We live in a day and age where women can make money off of being on social media, taking provocative pictures and stuff like that, and where, it's desirable for men to like have loads of women chasing after them. Isn't that it's not like
but it's like, do you want to deal with those women as a guy? Like, why would you want to deal with a girl that's in the club every weekend?
No,
like, why would you want to deal with a girl that wants to do girls trips while she's in a relationship?
I think girls trips is okay. Like, definitely go with your girls, have a good time. That's not saying that you have to be out in the club sleeping with whoever.
Yeah, that's true.
But for me, if I was in a relationship, you would not catch one photo of me with my bum out, tits out, nothing like that. That shit, that's foul to me. Like, I don't like that as a woman. And like, I know us girls, like, we've seen things and been like, oh, she has a boyfriend though, she has a boyfriend, she has a man though, it's not right.
And girls encourage each other to cheat on those trips.
Yeah.
You're smiling because you're thinking of something. I can see it.
It's funny because I really think it depends on your friendships. That's why when you get into a relationship, it's so important to look at who are these man's friends and who are my friends. That when I get married, I hope that my husband, he also has friends that are married and don't want to cheat on their wives, because show me your friends and I'll show you who you are.
There's no man that doesn't want to cheat on his wife.
I don't believe that fact. I'm going to find a high value godly man. That is what I'm going to find. From time he puts God first. No.
Girl,
and I'm not talking about, don't bring up the Old Testament either.
Have you seen the churches these days?
Not my church. No, but I'm not talking about a man that just goes to church. I'm talking about a man that has a relationship with God. There's a big difference.
So you want a priest?
And I will find. No, I don't want a priest because there's a lot of priests that don't have a relationship with God. They just want to make money from church.
But the key word is you said want. Every man wants to cheat. That's like asking a man not to be a man. Every guy.
Okay, then do you then?
When he says every man, when they see a hot girl, wants to fuck her. Come on.
Natural instinct, yeah, but that love is supposed to take over. It's about loving too.
Yeah,
you know, you've got to love your
you might have the desire, but it's about you actually going out there to do it.
You're exactly right. And when a woman loves a man, she doesn't even see other men.
That is so true.
Right? Yeah. Okay, I'm not done though. Because a man can love his wife with all his heart and want nothing more than be a good father, a protector, tuck his children in, hold his wife at night. But if you think that he doesn't want to get pussy on the side, you have lost your mind.
But why does that side what is the root of that?
It's how men are. It's primal. It's truly like if I could snap my fingers right now and make that feeling go away, I think I'd be worth 10x what I'm worth. And I would do the deal. I would pay $1 million to make that thought go away.
That was what I was going to ask next.
Yeah,
like high value men, isn't it harder for you to be high value and have sex with so many like women? Because where's the time for that?
But you don't understand, a real high value man doesn't have to chase women. Women chase him.
Yeah, exactly. I know that.
Which is the problem, right?
Isn't it like
because
harder?
Even if you want to be a good man, it's in your face. You see, like I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you guys. I'm just.
So it's down to the discipline then. Of the man, it's down to the discipline of the man because it's in your face every day. But at the same time, even though it's hard, it's still a thing where okay, cool. Am I going to do it? Am I going to have the discipline not to have sex with this person and focus on something that's important?
Let me tell you what happens to a man. I do want to answer your question because I think it's important. I'm going to finish this though. Everything that drives a man to get out of bed and work his ass off is generally around the thought of sex. Just so you know, men invent, build, and maintain society in pursuit of women. Okay?
This is
and
why
a man works his whole life to get himself in a certain place, financially, physically, all these things, the man he becomes. And then at the end of that, you tell him you get one woman forever. He would tell you to fuck off. It is very, very hard.
That's why I know the missing
And a real
piece,
high value man will tell his girl what's up instead of lie like a fucking coward.
No, but that's why I feel like the missing piece is actually God, because you say the high value man will do all these things for sex, but a high value man of God, he will be doing all these things because he wants to put God first in his decision.
Clear.
So
low value men
God,
will do it
please.
too. What's the question?
Yeah, but who wants a low value man?
Exactly. But here's and that's a great point. If you have two men, you can pick two men, a low value man that's going to cheat and a high value man that's going to cheat. Which one are you going to pick? Because they both will cheat on your ass.
It's better to be single than to be like cheated on and
You're avoiding the
not
question. Which
happy.
one?
Which one would I pick?
Yeah. One is going to give you a better life, children, love you, be there for you.
I don't want to pick.
Oh, you don't want to pick?
I don't want to pick.
Okay,
I'd rather be single.
So you're diverting
with
the
no
question.
kids. I'm diverting the question. I don't want to pick.
I believe, at the end of the day, I don't believe every man cheats.
Well, every man doesn't cheat, but every man has the propensity or the
of
desire
course.
for variety.
Okay,
Definitely.
And that's what I went to,
accept the
loyalty versus ability.
Yeah, I rather loyalty than love at the end of the day. But I know how men are.
That's
But
bullshit.
at the end of the day, it's not bullshit.
You're telling me
I rather loyalty than love any day of the week, any day of the month, and whenever. Loyalty than love. What?
Fuck you lying.
Wait,
Yeah, they're lying.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you would date Jonah Hill, the guy that looks like Jonah Hill. He's loyal.
That's not my preference.
No,
Bro,
he's
you know how I
loyal.
know she's full of shit?
He's loyal.
Every girl on this couch has a host of men in their Instagram inbox right now that would marry them tomorrow and be loyal forever. They don't want those men. Do you have men in your inbox?
Of course, everyone does.
Every one of those men.
And I'm not denying every single girl wants a certain type of man, but at the end of the day, he's not going to give you what
I have
you
a
need.
question out of the girls. Who's been in a situationship before?
I've been in one.
So one, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were you doing then?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He wasn't loyal to you.
That's love over loyalty.
Do you know what
agree with you.
though?
I'm not saying I don't agree with you.
Do you know what though? When you are really invested in someone and you want to put that time in, I completely think that everybody else is blacked out to me. It doesn't matter what else you bring. It doesn't matter if I'm channeling for that guy. This guy X could come with a gazillion cars, a gazillion houses, this and that. I don't care. I do not care because I want that one there. And that's the reality.
And that's the same reason you won't leave them.
That's the reality of it. But I could be dating a high value man who has everything in the world. If you cheat on me, you're a bum to me. Sorry.
Have you ever stayed with someone who cheated?
Nope.
Never.
Nope.
So I got a question. So you said something about, you said honesty, right? So clearly honesty is not the primary, the key kind of characteristic, because you've all got DMs, right? So you can all find a loyal man, sorry.
You can't find men in DMs.
Sorry?
I don't believe you can find a man like that.
In DMs?
In DMs like that.
So you're telling me loyalty is your number one characteristic?
I feel like in my personal aspect.
Wait, I have a question. He's 5'2", but loyal.
Yeah, I feel like loyalty is the most important aspect.
Okay, so height comes before loyalty. There we go. I'm 6'2".
Now we're getting to the truth, innit? Like,
I'm 5'9".
I think women sometimes work like the other way around. They'll tell you the least important stuff.
He's broke. He has no job and won't get a job, but he's loyal to you.
Those things matter as well, but at the end of the day, in a real relationship.
No, I'm asking. He's broke, but no job, but he's loyal.
Yeah, of course, that plays a big part.
I'm staying. I'm sorry, I'm staying.
To be honest, I would stay if I knew he's a real.
She's so full of shit. She's so full of
It's
shit.
cap all you want, but at the end of the day, loyalty over anything.
But it's so funny. It's hard to find a broke man that won't cheat.
Exactly.
I feel like broke men are the ones that cheat the most because they have the most time.
Exactly. A man that's so successful.
Guys,
he knows what he wants.
do you realize 1 out of 3 men are either virgins or haven't had sex in the past year? Do you realize that you find 80% of men as unattractive? Not okay, not average. You look at 80% of men and you deem them unattractive.
Yeah.
Just we only swipe right on dating apps 5% of the time. Yeah. So why do women say men are trash? Because we're all sleeping with the same one. So whether you know it or not. So whether you know it or not, you're doing it.
I feel like at the end of
I
the
do
day,
not call men trash.
No, I didn't say you.
I feel like at the end of the day, women scream, men are trash, men are trash, men are trash. But they go for the same type of men. They don't learn. And I have my own values, I have my own principles. But at the end of the day, in a generalized form, women go for the same type of men. And they want to be screaming, oh, this and that. But that's the type of man that you go for in the first place. Like, you can't really complain.
What kind of men do you go to though? You haven't answered my question. What's the number one characteristic? So you said loyalty, which is cap. So let's move that to the side. So we know height is also important. We know success is important. You know their lifestyle is important.
I just want a
How do you screen
person.
all these Instagram DMs?
I just want a genuine person at the end of the day.
A genuine person who's 5'2".
What if he's really awkward?
Obviously at the end of the day, any person,
he's loyal. He's loyal, but he's really awkward. He can barely make eye contact with you.
Yeah,
but he's loyal.
But at the
No,
end
he's
of the day,
loyal.
there's genuine standards for each person. There's
Just I need
genuine
a yes or no. I
Yes
need a
or no
yes
for
or no.
what? Go on.
Very awkward.
Yeah.
Can barely maintain eye contact with you, but he's loyal. Yes or no?
No, because I want someone that can.
But I thought the loyalty, that was the most important
The
thing.
loyalty is the important, but
there's
loyalty
things that-
isn't the only thing.
Yeah, there's things that
obviously
can
a lot of
make
things
it.
that come with a relationship.
Yeah, but to be fair, you did say, they said, what's your most important thing? And you said loyalty.
Yeah, because it is.
But clearly it's
I'm
not though,
gonna
is it?
base the whole relationship off just the loyalty. That's the thing. There's a lot of factors in relationship.
But there's a lot of factors that come first before loyalty.
Anyway,
Like,
in my
what do you
opinion, I
think
think
comes
like no
first?
one is loyal anymore because like most of the time I have
don't
clients
know.
that they are like, oh yeah, no, my wife doesn't need to know, and I'm like, do you really think your wife is doing something else in this moment? Like, do you think she's at home waiting for you? No, she's probably getting someone else on a dating website to do the same. But like the only thing she's doing it for free, you're paying.
Women always know. Women always know. We always feel when something is off. It's
Definitely.
like our sixth sense.
It's 1,000% true.
So,
We know.
So do you
woman's
think
intuition.
like, so we're talking about long-term relationships. At one point, do you think that a woman's needs from a man, say attention, intimacy, consistent for like 50 years, you're talking about loyalty, right? It's the worst thing to get cheated on. Do you ever think there's limitations to that? Do you ever think there's only so much time a man can give you his full attention, time, love, intimacy, and you expect him to be monogamous? Do you think you're annoying sometimes, or that can fade sometimes?
I don't know if I can speak on my side. Like, for example, like my grandfather, he was, because he's not here anymore. And he was a really, really big man back in Venezuela, a really well-known one and very important. But like at the end of the day, he's been loyal at the front on paper to my grandmother. But then like at some point when one of my uncles died, he showed up to the funeral saying like, oh, you know, guys, I've got in total 27 kids from different women. But he's always been like true to his kids. Like he's always been maintaining them. He's never let them like being without anything. Everyone has asked for something, and he was there working hard on it and giving it.
Well, that
Great
is,
man.
That is
Great man.
That is the old style archetype of the high value man, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you guys think that most men would cheat if given the chance? So if let's say a very, very attractive like Margot Robbie is who I think of. What's that other girl's name? I can't think of her name. But a Margot Robbie level girl came up to him. And said, I'll have sex with you right now, right here. Most men would say yes.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Does a bear shit in the woods?
Okay, wait. So is it better to accept men as they are or try to change them into what we want them to be?
You can't change a man into he's going to be who he shows who he is.
But you guys, when we're having this conversation, the way you're talking, it's like you're trying to change how men are.
No, I feel like a man will change for you if he wants to change.
Because
the man that was the man.
Wait, can I say something?
Lie to you, definitely.
I don't think a man will change, but if he loves you, he will be committed to you.
Exactly.
Your man has a problem that he's suffering with, but he finds this girl, he's going to think, oh my gosh, I need to change for this girl. I want this girl in my life. I'm going to change for her. But I'm going to stop what I'm doing on this side, and this is all I'm going to think about. So everything that I do from now is going to be for that girl.
And that is the dream that Disney sold us.
It is. I'm a lover girl. That's what, you know.
I'm a lover girl too, but
I'm
I
a
can
lover
see
girl
reality.
completely, you know, but... Call me naive, but that's what I would like to think, you know. But the only thing women want when it comes down to it, the only thing we ask for is just to be protected, and that's it. If if you can't protect us and you can't provide and you
higher
can't
security.
add that emotional stability for us, we're not
from
bothered.
What, though? Protection from what?
I need to know that if I'm out, you know, and I come into a problem, I know that it doesn't matter how I act, because I know that I'm going to be safe because I've got my man there. So I know that he's going to be able to solve whatever situation happens with me. I need to know that I can come home from work for a bad day and say, babe, listen, and just reel it off, and I can have that emotional stability with him.
Oh, of course she wants him to stay loyal. She's still working.
You know,
The truth is you're capping, and you've not run into it yet. You're too young, but in about 10 years, she's going to be a ride or die and helping get threesomes. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
Rebuke that with your life.
I just think
I tried to do it. It didn't work. Let me get one of these good ones.
They exist, though. Why are you acting like it's a fairy tale?
Yeah, they do exist, you know.
No,
like-
okay. Do they exist? Fine. Yes, there's occasional men that make a lot of money and don't cheat. But most of y'all aren't going to get them.
Because they're gay. Because they're probably gay.
That's just the big truth.
So for the average woman, okay, is it better to accept men as they are or change them into what we want them to be?
I'd rather get paid.
Just don't change them. Find your own.
No, but we remember, we just established the majority will not end up with these magical men that make a lot of money, have women chasing them, and then choose not to cheat. Most women aren't going to end up with a guy like that.
Okay, Pearl, let me ask you a question. Do you think that if you're deemed more like an attractive female, you run into these problems more?
Do I think that attractive women run into cheating more?
Every problem that we've just discussed, do you think that would happen more as for an attractive female? Or as just someone that's just stated, you bang average?
The reason I would guess it happens to attractive women more is because attractive women get to deal with the types of men that most women want more seriously. Where like the lower women, like unless they have a really good personality, like usually they're just side chicks.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Also, and that's really the problem you're running into is because you've not run into a 1% man yet. Because if Drake did that to you, you would stay with Drake. You might not like it and you'd hop up and down and scream, especially if he was emotionally there for you and y'all were like best friends and like really, really partners. You wouldn't leave Drake. Get the fuck out of here.
Nah, you see me, right? That's different now because
it's Drake.
You know what it is.
Nah.
The problem is that you're dating a bum and you feel like the trade-off is sexual exclusivity. So when you find out he's cheating on you, that's the one thing he was supposed to give up for y'all's relationship for you to be with him.
Nah.
Now you find out his broke bum ass is cheating on you on top of that, then you're fucking pissed. Then you leave.
If men want an untouchable woman, you have to be untouchable yourself. If
What do you
not,
mean?
I don't want to hear
What do you
it.
mean? Men want an untouchable women? Most women have been touched by many men.
Many men.
Nah. Because
Yo, men just want someone that doesn't look touchable.
but
At
that's
least.
when, no,
It's like,
because
fine,
why
I
would
can
you
deal
want
with a
that?
past, but don't look like you have a past, innit? That's all I'm asking.
But why would you want that? Why would you want to be with a girl that you know that so everybody else has
Because
been
they can
with?
hide it.
What?
Are you talking about
What?
like in the
No,
relationship? She's got to be faithful in the relationship to him.
Yeah,
untouchable in that
of course.
sense.
But like your past as well. Like I don't know.
No,
that's just how I think.
Men don't want women with a past. Like I agree.
Agreed.
But women want men with a past.
Disagreed.
Okay, I have a question.
It's the most
I don't think
delusional
that
girl.
disagrees.
Would you date a virgin? Would you date a virgin?
That's a question.
No.
Nah.
Why not?
Well, why not? But you said you.
Why not?
No,
didn't say
there's a
nothing
difference
against a
between a
virgin.
virgin and an absolute man whore.
honestly.
There's a difference. There's like a reasonable
But if the man knows that you don't want a man whore, he would
Okay,
just lie about his body count.
Of course.
Yeah, but let's be clear about the guy that's barely not a virgin. It's not because he doesn't want to be a man whore. It's because he cannot achieve such status.
So why would you want to?
So
Even
you'd want to be with
try.
the guy that could get other women because women don't want men that other women don't want.
Yeah, agree.
So any guy that you deem as high value, whatever your criteria, is necessarily going to be a guy who has had a past, who has had other women, because otherwise,
hell of a past.
Exactly, because otherwise his value is not gonna mean anything.
But as a woman, you find that out about the guy you're interested in.
It changes
The
nothing.
first thing that will pop into a woman's head is, so what's so special about me then? What's so special about
What, like the
sleeping
girls
with me?
who girls who sleep with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Probably nothing.
Yeah, they're silly. They're all
doesn't-
silly. I don't stand with those girls at all because I think they're all silly. You know exactly.
So when he's got the
what you're
headphones on,
getting
he's listening to music and she's riding him, and he's just like looking at his watch.
Yeah, you
But
know
this
what
is
you're
this is what you
into.
said. You said, "What's so special about me?" Most women aren't special.
Well, that's
Like,
down to your personal
no,
opinion.
No, I'm like seriously. What do women bring in 2022 that is special?
Nothing.
Do most women have a cookbook? No. Or do most women really know how to cater to a man? No. Are most women virgins on their wedding day? No. So what do most women bring in 2022 that is special?
But why is it all about what we can offer? Why is it always about what we can bring? What's about our values?
Because when you're when you're trying to sell a car, if you're trying to get married, right? And please, I'm not saying that women are cars. It's just an analogy, people. But if you're trying to sell a car, you have to study the buyer and figure out what the buyers want, and that's what men want.
And that's how it all became like a competition between men and women, between everyone. And because like, I need to show off that I know how to do this, and I need to show off how I can do that, but better.
You don't think that if you're trying to get married, you should demonstrate that you have wife skills?
Of course.
But like, who has them at the end of the day? Not everyone.
Not many women in 2022. No.
But do you know what though? Have you ever read the book Why Do Men Love Bitches?
Oh yeah.
That was written by a single author that is
my
still
God.
single.
You know
No.
what?
These
That is
books
one of my.
are such a red. If I messed with someone and I saw that book in a house and I just cut it off, I was like,
book-
"You are long."
That book is on my bedside table. That was my Bible a few years ago. Like,
Right next to her astrology set.
But you said
You have been misled, my dear.
But you said you've never been in a relationship, so it doesn't work.
No, I've been in a
that's
relationship. That wasn't me.
true.
I've been in a
Oh, I
relationship.
thought that was
No, it was pretty teeth.
No, sorry, that was you.
I've been in a relationship.
Sorry.
I've been in a relationship. But like, like if you're not showing me how you can protect me and how you can provide for me, I'm not cooking you a meal. Get lost. Order a takeaway. Do you know what I mean? No.
Why would you be with that guy in the first place?
Welfares, but
But you know, like
know
for
what I mean?
example, to one of my exes once, he was like a slightly recent relationship, and I was like, I prepared like his favorite dishes because I know how to cook because unfortunately my grandmother taught me how to do it.
You say unfortunately.
Because then like I know for my friends it's good, but like for then someone else who's not appreciating it, like why is it gonna be good?
Well, why are you picking guys that don't appreciate it?
Because then I found out like later on that he wasn't really appreciating it, like and like I found out that he cheated on me, and like because I got messages everywhere of people telling me because like seems like sometimes people has to come to you and tell you what and where like he's people making mistakes.
Pause for a second. How did he not appreciate it?
No, he did because like he was like, oh my god, this is one of my favorite dishes that you can make, and I was like, all right. So then tell me like, what have you done today? And he lied, and I was like, so why would you lie to me when you asking me to be honest to you? And I'm like,
because you can't handle the truth.
I can, trust me. I've been through so many things, and he thought in his head that I wasn't strong enough to handle that fear.
But you left him because of that issue.
Yeah, because like
so you weren't strong enough to handle that issue.
No,
when
it's
you
because
found
like I you know what, like
I call bullshit.
But why would she stay?
Women make up reasons they leave men when they just fall out of love with them.
Yeah.
So if you're really in love with them, you wouldn't have left them.
Yeah, but like
and by the way, cooking's overrated. Men don't care about that anymore.
No, I'm not. No, I'm going to tell you.
I have Uber Eats. So.
I do care, but I'll tell you, I don't think it's like people act like it's like some special thing.
Yeah.
I think it's like a normal thing that would endear you to a man, right?
Yeah, but like for example,
if I cook you a meal, you owe me a relationship now. You owe me like perfect.
No, but like, for example, like what
that's like
they
a nice thing to do for someone, right?
No, but you know what they say? I love you, but I love myself more, so that's why I leave.
Yeah.
And because did you leave? And I admit I'm still in love with that man. He's the love of my life, but like.
But you left him.
Yeah,
because of this
I love
issue.
myself. No, because I love myself more.
Did he leave because he cheated?
Would you say that's selfish?
If valuing him,
no, wait, I have a question. Wouldn't you say that's selfish to love yourself more?
No, because like you need, like everyone says, like you need to love yourself before you love someone else.
No, everyone doesn't say that. Women say that.
I don't know.
I've never heard a man say that.
I'm quoting RuPaul.
No, I'm saying
I'm quoting RuPaul.
Single women say that. That you need to love yourself before a relationship. But if you want to start a family, what do you have to love more? The family.
Your kids.
Yeah, you're right. The family, the kids. And so it's like if you're already just demonstrating before you're even with a guy that you need to love yourself more than the relationship, then it's like,
yeah, but because like, because your kids are going to be forever.
You said you're in love with him.
Yeah,
you should call him.
On the show live.
I'm just trying to get around the idea that you said you loved this guy and he didn't tell you something, he was dishonest to you. But you could handle the truth, but you fell out over this issue, even though you just admitted you love him. So you've just shown that he should have lied to you initially.
Yeah, but like if you admit something, I can deal with that. But if you're telling me, no, I've been doing this instead of that, and then I know what you've done, like...
Surely now is when you actually build the trust by showing you can handle the truth, right? Saying, hey, you don't need to lie to me anymore. This is where you get to negotiate and compromise, right?
I mean, I don't lie.
If valuing yourself meant if valuing them meant disrespecting yourself, would you still carry on doing it?
Do you think that's what it is? Because we live in a world full of girls that put their ass and titties on the internet every day.
I am the first one.
If I'm valuing...
So what you're saying is absolute bullshit. You weren't in love with that man. You value yourself, you're a sex worker. Let's call it straight.
No, but like...
I value myself. I leave you for cheating. You're a sex worker,
I will admit, I stopped doing it while I was with him because he asked me to, and I tried to, but then I went back to it because I can't get enough of it.
And I don't mean it to disrespect you, but
you can't get enough of it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Of the work?
Yeah.
In a professional sense, or like?
Yeah.
It's fulfilling, literally?
Yeah. every hole.
You need to get back with this guy. That guy really changed.
But another strand of this though is what is perhaps what Justin often talks about, which is that if he was genuinely high value, he would have been upfront with you at the beginning, because you're saying that he lied about it or he concealed it. Whereas actually, if he'd have said up front, listen, you're my main girl, but guess what?
Yeah,
that would have been preferable.
From my point of view, I was like, if you were telling me from the beginning, like, look, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And not use my job against me, I could have thought about it. Because otherwise, you know what? Like, we can be polyamorous. Everyone is doing it. Let's try.
I think maybe that's what we need to start respecting a little bit more. As opposed to loyalty, it's just the honesty.
The honesty.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
just, you know,
Because
I'm a man.
I don't like to have someone else to come and tell me, look, your man went with them.
But here's the truth, though, because if a man came to you and you truly loved him and he set you down, got everything out the way, and you were knee to knee, and he looked you dead in the eyes and said, listen, I really care about you. Obviously, I'm going to see other women. There's no way I'll ever have feelings for them. I'm going to take care of you completely. I want to be the man that makes your dreams come true. Let's go to the dark side of the moon.
No.
I'm going to be the rock that your emotional waves crash into. I am there for you. I am in love with you. Let's have kids. I'm going to have sex with women every now and then. That girl's delusional. She doesn't know. And he tells you the truth instead of being a coward. See, the problem is you don't like a man that's going to be a coward and lie behind your back because he's too much of a bitch to tell you the truth. You know the truth. You know the truth from the jump that every man wants to do it. It's the respect of sitting you down and telling you the truth. Furthermore, most often when a woman truly, truly loves a man, she does not want to sleep with other men at all. It's not this, oh, you get to do it, I want to do it too, because she's so in love with the man. She just wants to be with the man. So in that way, I really respect what you said, because it is true. In a lot of women, when a man has the balls to actually tell the truth, will in fact stay because they know they can go get with the next guy, live a shittier life, and then get lied to from a coward.
I think it comes from the idea, and this might be controversial, but it's the idea that, you know, life's not fair. This is how it is.
1000%.
Men are men. I don't know. That's just how I feel.
Women are women.
If you're going to be men are men, that's how they're going to be. So if you're man enough to say, look, this is the truth. This is what you're gonna have to deal with. I love you, but this is what it is. I would take that any day over.
Well, the issue is it's a marketplace, isn't it? You know, and it's very unromantic, and it sounds very crude to say, but the reality is that dating, sex, relationships, it's a big marketplace out there, right? So the guy who is high value, who has options, is going to exercise those options in most cases, right? Now, every guy would like to have multiple women. Not every guy's going to be capable of achieving that. So you're going to get some guys who are sort of lower down in the hierarchy, right? You could date them, or you could marry them, and they would probably be
Or you go to
faithful.
a trans girl.
Okay. One thing I think people keep on missing with this is that maybe you're not really even messing with the high quality people. Maybe it's just a lot of mediocre but good looking people who have convinced themselves that they're worthy of the ultimate commitment and love and attention from each other when you're all as mediocre as each other, right? So if you're dating athletes and rappers who are known for being promiscuous, they're not particularly men of high stature in terms of character, and you're in a short skirt at an after party, you're not particularly wife material right then. So why do we kind of convince ourselves that we don't need to compromise and work for what we want? Because I think men understand that you have to work to get the woman, like the one. But I never hear women talk about all the things they need to do to qualify for the man they actually want. It seems like you don't want to compromise. He must be faithful. He must have this. He must have that. He must be loyal.
Or most of the time they say it when you're not around there. Most of the time they can say it when a man is not around there.
We don't have to explicitly state to you what that's something we do in ourselves and with our girls.
Okay.
And
I'm out of curiosity. What do you think that men want?
Me personally, I think men want an emotional outlet when they come home, and when they've had a shitty day and whatever. I think they want an emotional outlet. I think they want someone that they can like. It's difficult.
You need to burn that book. Burn that book on your bedside.
Can you list? I need you 5 things.
5 things that I think
that
a man
you think
would
that
want.
men want.
Me personally, or girls are gonna.
No, I'm gonna have you do it, and then I'm gonna have Alex do it. So I'm gonna pick two. Yeah. So an emotional outlet. What else?
Emotional outlet. Loving. I think they want a mother.
Mm-hmm.
I think they want. I will go as far and say stability. I think they do want stability. I know they do silly things, but I do deep down believe they want stability somewhere.
What's one skill that a girl would have to have, or like trait?
What do you mean for a man?
For a man that what would he value?
Don't say ironing.
Do you know what? Today's days, I'm just gonna say it. Be his mother. be his mother. That's what men want.
Just get rid of this book. Listen, whoever bought you.
Okay, Alex.
This is the most delusional shit I've ever heard in my life. You are describing a child.
I think she's describing
Or an Italian man.
I think there's also that undertone.
A child.
There's also
an
the
Italian
undertone
man.
of disrespect to say to a man that you're going to be his mother. I think it's that where you see like the modern feminism, that ego come in.
Yeah.
That like you look at.
She's definitely feminine.
Because if you want to play the mother, then you must on some level look at him as your son, right? Which is disrespectful to.
Do you date men that are children?
No.
But that you just said that men want a mother. So how would you know?
I think
she's dating Italians.
I think that a lot of men do have some really deep-rooted issues that stem from the family environment and where they've grown up and who's been around and if they've had a father figure, if they've had a mother figure. I think a lot of issues that they deal with in their present modern-day relationships does stem from that.
Is that the type of men you've dated?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying.
I'm asking you.
From seeing my girls and how I've seen other people's relationships.
So what about
I
the men you've
think,
dated? So they don't have those issues. So I'm asking about you.
In the past, yeah, but that's something that I've recognized. Like my mum, she's a lawyer and she deals a lot with like narcissistic relationships and stuff. So I've learned how to kind of navigate through that.
So why do you think you attract those men?
Do you know what? I'll tell you why. I attract those men because I'm a fixer. That's what type of person I am. I like to fix people.
And you got that motherly Yorkshire accent as well, haven't you? All right, Pat. All right, have an hot pot, son. Like, don't worry about it.
So there's nothing. It's just that you're a fixer.
I just think I'm a fixer. I naturally like to tend to people and tend to people's emotions, and I like to know that you're all right, and that's just naturally who I am. If I can't fix you. But if you keep giving me problems, I'll try and fix and fix and fix and fix and fix and fix. And if I can't fix,
Can I have an example of a problem?
Let me think.
You kept saying and fix. I thought there was like this would be easy.
I'm racking my brain.
Well, the first problem is coming home and crying to you in the first fucking place. What the hell are you going to do about it?
Not crying like that, but I mean...
Emotional outlet, a man's job is to be the mountain that a woman's emotional waves crash into. If he needs you to be strong enough to go to work the next day, you need to find a new man or find a man in general.
But then that bleeds into toxic masculinity, doesn't it?
Does it?
A man has emotions himself.
A man needs emotions.
Okay, cool. So how about he keeps them to himself and maybe talks to his colleagues at work about fixing the problem, not coming home like a little bitch to his wife. If he can't make her feel safe, truly feel safe, you think him coming home and telling you about his problems at work is going to make you feel safe and protected? You're going to feel safe and protected?
I see what you're saying.
He's supposed to be the fucking hero. He's supposed to have charge of the situation. Coming home and crying to you like a little bitch is going to do nothing but dry your pussy up. I'm telling you right now, you're wrong.
Not crying.
Yeah, crying to his mother?
I think a man has to be comfortable enough to be able to tell him. If he's not comfortable,
enjoy
then
your cats.
I'm not saying that you don't have. I'm not saying that you don't tell me, but I'm just saying that I want you to know that you can talk to me.
It's like a double-edged sword because you also said that you're mothering him and that you keep having to fix these problems. So why would he bring the problems to you?
Because you're the fixer.
A man should never bring his problems to his girl.
I'm saying based on that's what you said. You said you kept having to fix the problem and fix and fix and fix.
No, I'm saying like within me, like if I can't feel like you don't have a problem, and maybe that is the men I attract. I don't know, but like I that's who I naturally am. I'm a fixer. Like. If I can see a problem, I'll just try and chip away at it until I get to the root of it, and then it's sorted.
See, I personally, I interpret what you say with like such an undertone of disrespect, because to fix someone, you must think that they are broken on some level. And to think of yourself as their mother, you must think of them as a son. I feel like I hear a lot of undertones of like, I don't really rate this guy, and he's kind of my project, and I look at him as like something that I kind of add new bits onto a garage workshop. And then I think women a lot of the time use that as a defense mechanism, because when they break up, they say, oh, he had all these issues. You know, he couldn't do anything. He was always crying, X, Y, Z. I think if you're going to support someone, you have to respect them. And if you respect them, you wouldn't say... I think an old school woman wouldn't say, oh, I'm always fixing my husband's issues. Yeah, he cries to me at night. I'm definitely his like mother figure. you would never say that because you'd respect him as a man.
But if you were such a high value man, then you wouldn't even have to have those problems to fix.
Exactly.
Everyone has
everyone
problems.
has problems.
Everyone's had problems. That's how they fix them.
Of course, but then you saying that you can't come home and like if you came back to your girl and saying, "Oh, babe, this happened, and you're automatically a bitch." Like everybody has problems. Like
but I was saying that based on what you said, because you said that you kept having to fix these problems. That's what you said.
No,
that's what. So I'm saying based on that, why would a guy bring you his problems if you said yourself you don't like that you keep being a fixer?
No, I'm not saying that I don't like being a fixer. I'm just saying that's who I naturally am. Like that's the energy I vibrate. Is I'm just a fixer. Like. But that's not even like in relationships. That's like every part of my life. That's my friendship. Like if I'm having an argument with one of my girls and her kind of vibe is like, okay, I need to step back and shut myself out of this. I don't work like that. I'm like, come on, bro, we need to try this. We need to fix this.
I'm gonna give you some advice real quick, and I hope you don't take this disrespectfully. I think you should burn whatever that book, Why Men Love Bitches, burn that on a bonfire. And read a book about divine feminine, etc. Because I think you have a naturally strong feminine energy, but what's going to happen is you're going to get used up. You're going to go to the club and give all these feminine energies to guys who go to the club every day and run through girls. And after you finish using that up, you're going to convince yourself that men are trash, men ain't shit, and that you need to change, and you're going to adapt more and more toxic behaviors until at 28, no trace of the woman right here who says she's a fixer exists because you've been used up and disrespected for about 5-6 years. So I would say work on your strengths and develop that feminine energy.
For sure, but like I would say, don't put yourself in situations.
Yeah, but like a man will never cry to you about his problems. He's gonna go to someone else because, like, trust me, I had so many men then that they were crying in my shower, and I was like, all right, what am I doing now?
Real men don't cry in prostitute showers either.
Trust me,
no, seriously, no, they don't. They fucking don't, bro. No, like they don't. Okay,
and
they don't.
No, but it's
you got a clue.
And you know them because like everyone comes from trauma. Everyone has trauma. I've got trauma. She has trauma. She has trauma. She has trauma. Probably he has trauma, and you have.
But a man, but a man has a responsibility.
No, I don't claim. No, I want to say I don't claim trauma. I'm so sick of hearing about this trauma. Yeah, I don't have trauma. Trauma's supposed to be coming back from war. That's what trauma is supposed to be. It's supposed to be, I had a real traumatic situation. Not my ex-boyfriend cheated on me. Not my parents weren't around enough, and I have some attachment style that nobody gives a shit about because nobody cares about your problems. Like, it's just, I'm so tired of hearing about this trauma.
So how do you call it then? Because like people call it
problems.
Trauma.
I mean, problems, but it's not trauma. Like, again, trauma, they used to use the word trauma when men came back from war.
Yeah, for PTSD.
And now women have claimed the word and use it for freaking everything.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that term mental health? Is that something that's
not most of that.
I
think there are exceptions, but I think in 2023, the majority of people that claim mental health do not have mental health.
Okay.
I agree with. Today, in today's day and age, a lot of people do claim it.
I think that everybody's depressed, everybody's anxious, everyone's this, and I feel like
it's just all on the internet. They believe everything they read.
It's like a trend.
If a lot of people turned off their phone, lived in the real world, went outside, spoke to people, they would be a lot happier.
100%.
These girls are on TikTok
getting fake dopamine,
and then they convince themselves that they are depressed, anxious, and feminists. Yeah, feminists.
Yeah, it's not mental health; it's low IQ. It's low IQ because they're too stupid to realize that they're getting lied to. Nobody here. Pearl's dead on. If you put your phone down and had a real life and have real things going for you, mental health will go out the window.
Wait, so are you relating bad mental health with a low IQ?
I think a lot of the people that buy into bullshit, like the books on your nightstand, have low IQ. Yes.
Let him finish. Go ahead.
Like people that buy into the bullshit and they get told that they have a health problem when really they're just fat and have a shit life. If they turn their life around, their mental health problems would likely go away.
No, I mean bad, like someone, so say someone says, like, yeah, I'm dealing with depression. If someone came along and said that, would you relate that then to low IQ?
No.
Is that something you're saying?
No, I think falling for it and believing that all these things are massive.
Yeah, of course, but you're not putting a bad mental health state and a low IQ. You're not
I would call that person probably lazy.
Right.
Because they're depressed because they have a shit life.
Yeah.
And I feel
well, victimhood has become like the you know,
It's
the
the easy
currency,
kill.
the currency of the realm,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
I knew someone that was super depressed, but he was like 300 pounds. I'm like, what do you expect?
What do you expect?
Right, you can't see your dick. I'd be depressed too, bro.
Yeah, like-
I'd go cry in her shower if I couldn't see my dick.
All of that to the side, imagine like you're rich, you've got like good money, good friends, good family, but in the side, like
keep going.
you're just happy, you portray your happiness, you're
Yeah,
like you're genuinely
absolutely.
happy, but just within yourself you're sad. Like, would you believe that's mental health
No.
or no?
No, I would.
what would you
I
call
would.
that?
It's a lack of character
Yeah,
building
what would you do?
exercises.
You think?
You've been defeated by your comfort.
I would challenge you.
I think that's what happens a lot. Of people think, if you just give men things, that they should be happy,
It's
and if
not
they're
about
not,
giving men things. It's about feeling happy within yourself. Like,
okay,
you've got
let
a
me.
good
I
life,
get what
you've
you're
got
saying.
good
Though. I'm
family.
going to land,
Yeah.
and I think people miss the fact that a lot of mental health and mental fortitude and self-esteem comes from challenges. It comes from overcoming. So when you take that away from people, especially you see this in affluent kids, when you take that away from people, what do you have? Literally a kid with money.
Yeah,
And no purpose.
Yeah, no purpose.
No goal.
So I agree with him on IQ. I wouldn't even describe it as low IQ because I think it's how we're raising people now. I think I grew up in a village in Nigeria. So I come from a place where like silence was my base.
Yeah.
In London, growing up here, you don't have silence. You have a phone from age 8. From age 8, you're completely exposed to this internet with polarizing views and XYZ. It's how do you expect a young person to navigate that and actually form coherent,
Yeah, I
rational
feel like London
opinions?
itself is different from the rest of the world. Though.
Well, victimhood's at an
terms of
all-time
like all
high.
of this.
Victimhood's at an
Yeah.
all-time high, and labeling things is also at an all-time
Yeah.
high because everybody wants
Makes
to
you
go
believe it
on.
more.
Everybody wants to go on
Yeah.
TikTok and have their TikTok and talk about right. I've got this. I've got that. I've got this thing, and
Yeah.
you know you need to have a label. It's like right. What's the next thing?
Yeah.
So I think there's almost like a competition for it now.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'll tell you what
I
I'd
agree.
add to what they both said. I challenge you to do this. Go find a man
Yeah.
that makes a bunch of money.
Yeah.
He's in jam up shape.
Yeah.
Got great style, great life, great friends, travels, and ask him if he's fucking sad. Find one.
I'll find one.
But do you know what's
Good
funny? I
luck.
think happiness and joy is like two complete different things. I feel like happiness is like a fleeting feeling that you will feel when you're doing all these things. But you know you have true joy when obstacles can come your way and you don't travel no more. You're maybe not having sex with all these people, but you still feel this peace within you.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between like joy and happiness. So yeah.
I think
100%.
generally we need to, I don't know, I think especially in today's day and age, we need to walk a bit more in our ignorance. We have a problem doing that with accepting that, you know what, especially at my
I think
age.
a lot of people are walking in their ignorance. To be fair.
They're running in their ignorance.
arguable.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, but if you really want to learn and
Could
you
say
really
that
want to
about
grow.
cheating, huh?
Yeah. I was gonna say, says the woman with a high value male.
Nah, there's fulfillment
Stop
and
it.
there's happiness. They're two different things. Fulfillment and happiness are completely two different things, I think.
Fulfillment and happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, happiness is a temporary mental state, right? Fulfillment is a bit more stable and
More like
long-lasting.
joy.
I wanna get through the rest of the panel because I think the original question was should the girl have stayed?
Oh yeah, that was like 2 hours ago.
So I want to get you two. I think you guys both said leave.
Yeah, we said leave.
Did you say leave?
No, I will stay for like I'm
You would
treating with. I've been treated with honestly. Like I'm honest to you, you honest to me. Okay, like let's
Okay.
do something else.
You'll say okay.
Me?
No, she's next, and then you.
To be honest, I feel like because he, for example, the footballer situation, if you're going to go into a marriage, you shouldn't be having to cheat. So then I would leave because
You'd
I'm
leave.
expecting a man to be with me.
Even if he's the footballer.
What if he told you
Yeah.
up front?
If he told me up front, like, I'm cheating, yeah, I'm gone. I'm still gone because you've cheated on me and that's not what I wanted from you.
Is it cheating if he tells you?
Yeah.
Cheating is the act.
Cheated. Yeah.
That's
Cheating is the deceit. Bullshit. Cheating is the deceit.
He's going
No,
behind your back.
no,
But
who
you're
said
still
that?
you're still cheating. Like regardless of what you've done or whether you're going to do it or whatever it is, if you have those thoughts, you're not happy with me. So
Well,
I
every
would-
man's
I would
got
bet-
those thoughts.
I would bet every dollar in my bank account that neither one of you would leave Drake.
No, I'm leaving Drake.
You're both
I'm
full of
leaving
shit.
no, but
Drake.
that's just like degrading myself because why am I letting a man cheat on me?
Yeah, while you're
Just because-
flexing on all your girlfriends going and living in a mansion,
No,
living in
I
Drake
would rather
Town,
be-
you're full
I
of
would
shit.
rather be happy
You're
by
both full of
myself.
shit.
No, it's not
No.
about that because if my girls had happy relationships, completely living normal lives, and I was seeing Drake, they'd say, Rue, yeah, you're living this mad life, but he's cheating on you. He don't love
Exactly,
you. It's not real.
It's not real.
Well, that's why women keep.
I like how
single.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut
That's
you
okay,
off.
go ahead,
I like
go
how
ahead.
you let your friends define your relationship with your man instead of thinking for yourself.
No, not
No, that's
even.
what you just
personal.
did.
No,
It's
it's a
literally
personal.
what you just
Well,
did.
I'm just saying, like,
it's
as an
literally
example.
what you just
no,
did.
I'm just saying as an example.
No, as an example, you literally just said, I would disregard how I feel and take in consideration my friend's opinion.
But is that not
and
true?
I'm dating Drake.
Is that not true?
It is not
doesn't
true.
matter who I'm dating.
It doesn't matter. It does matter. It matters how you feel about the situation, not your
And
dumbass
I would
friends
feel no, but
who are
I
going to
would
get
feel
divorced
the
in 3
complete-
years.
I would feel but I would feel
Fact.
the complete same. I'd be betraying myself
You know
to
what's-
stay.
you know what's
Yeah, regardless of
interesting? Everybody here said they were in a situationship before, so you've done it. It's interesting because in this case, you
Yeah.
get more. So you get everything paid for, okay, and you're married to him, and he does the same thing that the guys you have seen before have done.
Yeah, but your past don't define you. Like, just because you've done something before doesn't mean that you're not gonna like do it.
Your past counts with a man. I'll tell you that.
The past tends to repeat itself. So
No, but I mean, if it's something that you say you don't want to do, like, you don't have to do it anymore. You decide.
Yeah, but men don't forgive you for your past.
Of course not.
So,
No, of course
Never.
not. No, but I mean, like, your past doesn't define you in the point of but I mean, like, in the point of you just said, oh, you've all been in a situationship, so like, why wouldn't you be in a situationship with someone that you know is giving you more money?
No, my point is it's cap. Like, it's cap because everyone here has done it. That's why I don't believe it.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be looking for love in that situation.
So I'm saying in a situationship, you guys got less out of it because I'm sure in a situationship, you're usually not being taken on crazy dates. You're not.
But then you learn from it, so you choose whether you accept it.
That's what I mean by your past.
Like the same reason of a man cheating on you.
Yeah.
So I know a boy and a girl that are in a relationship, but he actively cheats on her, and he tells her live, oh, this is what's happening. She chooses to accept it and move on. At the end of the day, that's her choice. She can't come to me and cry about the situation because she accepts it. She chooses it. She chooses that lifestyle. But if she didn't choose that lifestyle, she wouldn't be with him.
You don't think it's a choice by dating a footballer?
Yeah, it is a choice.
So that was my point. When the question, I'm saying, was she wrong to leave or should she have stayed? And I'm saying she picked that lifestyle by picking a guy that is going to cheat. More than likely.
At the end of the day, as you said, maybe all ballers and all rappers and all these people, maybe they might not cheat, but that's a maybe. The majority of them do cheat and do this.
So what about them individuals that don't cheat, that are rappers or things? You still have to get to know people as they are.
Right, but it's like, this is what women do. It's like you're looking for a lottery ticket that doesn't exist because it's not you. Like the majority of you, it's not going to be you. You're not the magical woman that's going to change this guy that has always cheated and will always cheat.
What if Chief Keef doesn't cheat on me? What if I'm the one who he cheats for life?
I'm going to change Drake.
How come, what makes, I know some of our opinions differ, but how come you think like this? Like, what?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, why do you think like that?
Why do I think that cheating is natural to men? Because 8,000 years ago, 17 women reproduced for every one man. So I think it's actually really common for them and natural for them to be non-monogamous. I'm not saying that every guy is going to cheat on you. I don't believe that. But what I do believe is that women go after the men that will cheat. And then they cry about it later, and I just don't have a lot of sympathy. Like, if you're going after the top 20% of men, if you're going after basketball players, entertainers, rappers, and you're gonna cry later that you got cheated on, I got no surprise. Yeah, or even the top 5% of men. It's like these men have worked their whole lives to get to a certain point. Yeah. You weren't with them when they were broke, and now you walk in and say, "Oh, be faithful to me." Why would he?
Again, it's the problem of looking at it in a Disneyfied way, as opposed to looking at it in this sort of more harsh Darwinian sort of economic marketplace kind of a way, which is what it really is, where the people who are at the top, who have the more opportunities, are going to act on those opportunities. You know, these high value dudes are going to act on the opportunities that they have, because any guy would. And this is what we're saying, every guy would want to act out in that way. Not every guy has the opportunity to do so, but those at the top absolutely do, and they're going to utilize that for the most part.
And I'll tell you another thing.
Yeah, any girl would take the opportunity to be with a guy like that.
Exactly. And another thing that happens, because I see this quite a bit myself in my inbox, is the average guy that's coming home every night when he gets cheated on with a guy that's that other dude. And he's sitting there being loyal and being a good man, etc.
Yeah.
And she's sliding in some footballer's inbox.
Yeah.
And if he bites and she's foolish enough to believe it'll be anything more than just sex, then she'll probably just do the sex, and at the same time she would leave him for that footballer.
Yeah.
It's ugly. It is ugly. And I'm not saying I like it, but it's absolutely true.
It is the huge majority, but it's not the whole of females, the whole of males.
Look, I'm not shitting on women. I'm just saying when that guy gets cheated on by, because women cheat too,
Yeah, of course.
And when they do, they're generally not going downstream to do it. They're going at least across, but mostly they're going up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is the harsh reality. That's why when he says Darwinistic, it's very Darwinistic in that way. Yeah.
But it's an important message, because nowadays people idolize celebrities in such a way that I think a lot of women don't think about stuff like this.
Yeah. Really?
Like
it's true.
Just hearing you talk
you don't think do you think they're thinking for love when you're going for a man like that? Like a lot of, like, I feel like the woman is not thinking, oh, like this man's gonna love me, like I need to be loved. I think she's thinking I want money.
You'd be surprised.
I'm using rappers, athletes, and ballers as an example, but I see it with girls going after the same guys at school. Yeah. Or girls going after the same, like, it doesn't necessarily mean they have to be famous, but I see girls date the same guys or go after the same guys all the time and then cry and whine when they cheat, when it's like
you're getting the same result every time.
Everybody,
do you know what?
True. And my issue is not, it's one, we're trying to make men into something they're not, when at the end of the day, most men, if they had women pursuing them like the top percentage of men do. So these are like, there's athletes have girls on the side that will, the most beautiful women you have ever seen, 9s and 10s, begging them to have threesomes. You don't think any man, in 20 years, a man is going to turn that down? Or is going to turn that down even a good, godly man?
Nah, he ain't a good, godly man. He's just a godly man in his Insta caption. I'm so sorry.
That's not God.
No, but that's my point. Even a man that is godly, he's still a man.
Yeah, no, I hear it.
And so my issue is when we go after these men that all the women want, and then we're shocked when they cheat. When it's like, okay, well, why don't you go lower? He doesn't have to make that much money. He doesn't have to be that cute. Oh, well, I can't do that. Well,
no, but do you know what it is? That's why I think it's so important for a girl to go through her single season, because I feel like in that season of just singleness and reminding yourself, you have to reprogram your mind of, okay, I can't go for these guys anymore. And even if you know in yourself, I don't want to go for these guys anymore, any guy that comes to you that's not like this guy that you've been going for since school, it's like they're an ick to you. It's like, oh, like, he's a good man, but do you really want that good man? Like, you know, when girls say he's a good man, you're like, oh, she don't really like him. He's just good because, you know, he's cheating, whatever. But it's like, you have to literally reprogram your mind and say, these are my morals, and I have to stick with it for a year. So when that man comes,
did this happen to you where you switched your morals? Or you
I feel like I'm still in the process of it, because even some people talk to me now and it's like, oh, this is a good guy, man. Like, you know, he's not like the other one, but it's like, oh, do you actually want that?
How old are you again?
21.
20. Oh, wow.
Yeah. How old did you think I was?
25.
Oh. I'm 21.
Oh, okay. So when did you switch this thinking? You went to church or something?
No. I've been in church, but I wasn't always with God per se, but it wasn't. This is not to do with God. Okay. This is to do with the people that I've been with, and I just realized,
you preferred the toxic ones. You liked them a little better.
I think I went through a little the stage like that. Yeah, a little phase. But I feel like it's a young people thing.
Now, if you met a guy, if you had to pick between the good guy that's in your inbox or this toxic guy you're thinking of, I can see it. I can see you're thinking of someone. I don't know who it is. Someone gotcha. Which is okay. Every girl's had their heart broke. It's it happens to everyone.
Do you know what it is? It's even if you want it, you just have to tell yourself stay away, distraction.
But your heart, you would still want the more toxic one.
I gotta reprogram my heart. I can't lie.
No, but if we're being honest,
honest, I'll go for it. But I'm protecting my heart still. I'll still have my barriers up, because I'm like, he's not gonna give you what you want. He's not gonna give you love. He's gonna be doing all the things that you don't want and ended you up in that situation.
And then after this relationship or whatever it was, did you go to church? Was that your outlet?
What is this thing with going to? I was going to church regardless.
No, but I mean, is that you seem to have had, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, some spiritual like journey maybe where you were praying more, or like I don't know what it was.
Yeah, that's quite a long story, to be honest. But funny enough, after a relationship, I did get more like spiritual and like started talking to God more and like started like getting my
and then God is not spiritual. It's like a church. It's Christian. It's
no. I don't. That's why I don't call my like I'm Christian. Like if I just need to say it easily, but I don't say just Christian because
religious.
I don't just say Christian because I believe I'm just a woman of God. Like because sometimes you can say Christian and it's such a great area. Like everyone's Christian if you go to church, if you listen to your pastor. But I believe, okay, cool. I'll look into my scripture and actually have a connection with God.
But to go back, so basically though, you're trying to now reprogram yourself to like the good guys.
It's not reprogram myself. It's not reprogram. To be honest, I'm not. My mind right now is not on men. Like my mind right now is focusing on myself. And when that person comes, I'll know
because you're in
that person's gonna come.
In a season of singleness now.
Yeah, that sounds very cringe.
I'm just repeating back what you said.
Yeah, I'm like I just want to be single and focus on myself right now.
But in the future, you want the good guys.
In the future, I want the man that's right for me.
Okay. It sounded like you said good guys earlier. You said you have to reprogram your brain, so
to like not like the people that I was liking before.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine this is the good guys, right?
Yeah, but not in the good guys.
Good
guys to you.
I'm not.
The guy for it's not good guys. It's the right man for me. That's it. Like just that.
You ever notice that when women talk about, or when a lot of women talk about kind of these single season and taking time for themselves, it's never any kind of improvement that benefits the future partner?
No, for me it is.
They're never like, it's never like I'm training, I'm trying to develop qualities that my man would like, I'm trying to be the kind of woman. It's always like, I'm just letting myself be me, you know.
Because maybe it's about
why should it be about
I think
because
that's
what it
definitely
really
important.
is a cock carousel, bro. Let's call it how it is, bro. You know, going through this singing season, like, bro, it's just a bunch of dick.
But why should self-healing? Why should self-healing be about your man? Why should self-healing be about another person? It's self-healing.
The point they're making is
self-healing from what? She's 21 years old.
No, but you can.
This generation is so different. I'm so sorry. The things that 21-year-olds are going through love-wise, I feel like
the point
it's crazy.
Guys, we have to do one at a time.
The point of this healing, I would imagine, is to become a healthy person, then have a healthy relationship, right?
Yeah.
But that healthy relationship needs another person. So when you're healing yourself, you're also trying to develop the qualities that other person would like. See, men understand this, right? We don't go to the gym and just decide, I'm just going to be some gym dude. Now I want to do better with my job. I want to have better fashion sense. I want to work on my anger management. Men understand this, but I never hear women talk about like the difficult things. For me, I define it as things that actually take work. Like when you talk about the men you want, I never hear about things that take work. Like I'm going to have to learn how to have a conversation. I'm going to have to learn how to support him in a way that still respects him. I never hear about the difficult thing. It's always what comes naturally. It's always accept who you are, whatever you are, all the time, and wait for the world to come to my doorstep.
No, it's true, because even in my last relationships, I was realizing I was the one always making the decisions, or like in like literally all my past relationship. Well, not much, but yeah. So I was the one making decisions, and that's more of like a masculine trait, yeah. So what I had to realize was how to have a conversation in a way that was more feminine. Like what you were saying earlier, like if the man wants to come with his problems, instead of me saying, okay, cool, I'm the one that has to fix it and think, oh, what's the answer to his problem? More like, you know what, you got this. Like, I know you can do it. Like, I believe in you. You can do that. And letting him come up with the answer and be the man. So I'm kind of working on things like that a bit more, on like my replies and stuff, because my automatic response will be, let me heal this man, or da-da-da. So I need to get out of that before getting into another relationship.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Have you considered that finding a man that does not bring his problems to you and solves them for himself might be the best life for you?
No, 100%. But I mean, if he does come to me about a problem, like he's not coming to me to fix it. He's just saying, oh, this happened. Not a thing where it's like, oh, this happened. What do I do? But if it's like, this happened, but it's like, as his woman, he's just venting. He's just saying it. But my response should be, you know what, you got this, that it's fine. But it's like, if he knows, like from past experiences, that the woman is going to be fix his problem, and he's going to feel pity for, like, she's going to feel pity for him, she's going to want to stop. But if he knows that I, as a woman, I'm not going to feel pity for him, he will feel comfortable to like say it.
I have a question. Do you want to be married?
Yeah, I do.
Do you feel like you were raised to be a wife?
No. In my household, no. Like I was born in a household with my mum and my dad, but and they're married and everything. But I spent more time with my dad, so that's why I feel like I've come off as like such an independent woman, like boss lady in all my relationships. I'll be paying for things because I was more with my dad, and I would look up to him and be like, I would look at him as my role model. So I'll be like, you know, I'll pay for the dates, whatever. But I'm trying to come out of that. Like that's part of my healing stage. I'm trying to come out of it. I'd like to ask you
a follow-up question.
Yeah, go on.
Question. Would you be willing and accepting if a strong man came into your life and helped build you into a wife?
I'm not ready yet. That's why I'm in this season.
No. I'm saying, I hear you're saying carousel season. I get that. What I'm saying is, if he came into your life, would you be accepting of him building you into the wife that he wanted?
Yeah, I definitely will be. Like that is what I feel like this healing is for that. So I'm ready for that.
Just a show of hands, who on the panel wants to be married? I want to. Yeah, and who on the panel feels like they were raised to be a wife?
I think it depends on what.
I was definitely raised to be a wife.
How?
Because especially with my culture, I'm South American. Like
which country?
I'm South American, Brazilian.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like in my culture, there's two sides. There's obviously the side that everyone talks about that's not very good and all of this bad stuff, but then. On the other hand, I've actually been raised in Brazil and I've actually grown up in a strict like Catholic household. My mum's always taught me how to be a wife. Like from a young age, she would tell me like, oh, this is what, not really exactly what you have to do, but this is what a man,
what you have to show.
Yeah, like the traits that a man would like cooking, cleaning, being supportive,
bringing women home.
Yeah, bring other women home. Okay, that's something I never agreed with, but that's just my personal choice. Like, obviously, in the broader picture, I do see men bringing other women home, but in my personal choice, that's something that can never run.
So I have a question for the women that said that they want to be wives, but they don't feel like they're raised to be a wife. Do you guys have married women around you?
No.
No, I do.
No.
Yeah, I do.
Sorry.
Rub it in. Anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay. Have you guys ever sought to like seek that out?
In what sense? What do you mean?
Because you want to be married, right? That's the outcome you want. So how would you learn how to be married? You would look to people that are married.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all a facade.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
But
yeah,
like
all of the time.
I don't think about that. I don't really look back at my past to move forward. I just know what I want for myself, and I know that.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, if I wanted to be a pro like I played volleyball, right? I was offered a pro contract in the fall, and what did I do to become a pro volleyball player?
Yeah,
almost, right? The YouTube thing took off, but I had to get coaches.
Yeah,
to teach me how to play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that, and I think that's a problem with society today. I don't know. I think people like Kevin Samuels, like he was important because, especially for me, he made me think about what the type of guys I would want from me. I never thought about that before I started listening to him. Mm-hmm. You know, he was the first person to say, hey, like, it's all good thinking about what you want as a woman, but what about thinking about what the type of guys you would want from you? How do you go about learning what they want and then bringing that to the table? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the problem with society today. It's all about well, this is how I am, and you know, I need to find someone who can match that. But I definitely am somebody that thinks about what the type of husband I would want from me. And I acknowledge that I don't know everything, which is why I don't know, when people are talking, I'm very quiet. I'm the type of person where it's like I want to learn.
Yeah. What do you consult? What is your source of information, or where do you kind of gain your knowledge on this topic?
I hope not that book.
I haven't read that book actually. I don't know. I think I don't know. It's just listening to conversations like this. Kevin Samuels for me was somebody that really got me interested in thinking about this sort of stuff. I don't know. I guess, yeah.
Well, there's a huge space online of self-improvement for men because men generally recognize, if the guy is sitting there and he's not getting, the dating life he wants, he's not having the relationships he wants, he recognizes, well, okay, I need to do something about this. The onus is on me. And so then, they go to the internet and they find people who are talking about, making money or going to the gym or, all of these different things. It's all about self-improvement. I think there's less of that for women because, there is some, but there's less of it for women because
plastic surgery.
Yeah, plastic surgery. Because women are mainly, there's a sense in the culture that women are enough. We say, I'm enough, that gets said very often, doesn't it? And because women are sort of pedestalized in mainstream society, the woman is encouraged to think, oh, I'm a princess anyway. I'm somebody's queen anyway, so I don't need to do anything. And actually, really, what we should all be doing is looking at how we can improve.
Word. Because I knew...
that, yeah.
Go on. Do you want to talk?
No, I was just going to say, like, for me, I'd love to be married, like, in the future. Like, I don't think, I don't know a girl that wouldn't want to be in a happy marriage and this like that. But I wasn't raised by, I was raised in a single parent household. Like my mum raised me and my brother, and she's not married. She never got married to my dad. And I couldn't ask for anything more. Like I think I took some of the best morals from her and my grandma, like really, really strong, influential women in my life. And I would take those things that I learned from them into my future marriage. And then anything added is about learning and picking up from other people that are also influential in your life, whether it be friends, family, who you see on social media, who you see just around. That's what I think
so
anyway.
Are you saying you don't think you should seek out married women for advice, or you do? I'm confused.
No. Like, I think it does help, but... Like, I'm just saying the process is just about learning. If you haven't had that,
You know what this sounds like to me, right? It sounds like when you ask a student whether they've done extra reading on the topic and they're like, I saw some TikTok videos and there was like a YouTube show. And I think like Tim was talking about something in the corridor. I think you have to actively look to understand the divine feminine and the role of a woman and a wife and how that can complement a man. I think it sounds like it sounds like you're not doing that.
But
if you were to be honest with yourself, to say, am I looking out, like, am I seeking out that information and really trying to... I'll tell you how a man does it, right? I've read 3 or 4 books on how to engage with women. Because when I was younger, I couldn't get down texting game. I had me and one of my closest friends in uni, our whole relationship is based on me learning how to text. I'll text people, get no response, and he would dissect the text and be like, you said too much here. This could have been a simple sentence. It was a compound sentence. You kind of gave the impression that you were asking for permission here. And I eventually figured it out. I read The Art of Seduction. I read Bang Volume 1, 2. I read all these books to try and understand women. And I feel like you need to do a similar thing to understand what the man you want, a high-level man would want from a woman.
Yeah, but the problem is, Alex, when we're sold these books like Why Men Love Bitches to understand men.
Or the movie Hitch.
It's like what quality book is there to understand men?
You're being misled. It doesn't even Hitch doesn't even make sense. So he's this suave guy. He meets a woman who's like got basic levels of confidence, falls in love with her, and then gives up his whole life and stability to chase her. It's a movie about ego. It's what these women, like these women that baby trap athletes think are like, oh, I'm going to change him and then he's going to like drop everything. And that's the real message. It's not saying I had to change. I had to meet him halfway. I had to help him feel safe. That's not what it's saying. It's saying you're so cute that top man will eventually fall for you for no reason because you're good enough.
I do still think it is a whole process. Like, I'm like the youngest person in this room. I'm 20, I'm not looking to get married next year. Like, the whole thing is just a journey and it's growth and it's about personal growth. And,
Well, the answer no is okay. Like, if you could just say no.
Yeah, no,
but it's like we give these.
I'm not looking to find a married partner. Like, I'm 20. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying,
but it's like you give this like word salad instead of just no.
Nah, but from someone who hasn't had that growing up, being in a married household, I'm happy with what I got. I can sit and be comfortable with that.
When do you want to be married by?
I don't know. I don't have a.
So 45.
Oh no, hell no, that's
okay.
like 50.
Okay, so you do have a rough. Okay, so 35.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, so you want to be married by 35.
Yeah, I'd say that was right. Okay. Well, I'm not putting
mad.
Why is that mad?
Do you want kids?
Because it clearly sounds like there's no women around you who are saying, "Listen, you're young, you're gorgeous. This is the time you set the foundations for who you want to be." It sounds like they're saying, "Just chill." Trust me, when women get past a certain age, the pool reduces significantly?
No, absolutely not. I disagree with that. Like my mom is so like, you wouldn't cross my mom. Like, she's so strong. And I think whether that's to do with her job or just the fact that my grandma was also a single parent, whether that's to do
How
with
old's
that
your
or
mom?
whatever. She is 51.
And she has a job?
Yeah, she's a
That she
lawyer.
has failed as you will.
Sorry?
Straight up. Your mom's lying to you. You want to get married at 35?
No,
You're
I
going to
never
put the
said I'd get
babies
married.
at risk.
No,
you want to have children?
No, I never said I'd get married at 35. Pearl was giving me an estimate, and
You
said
said
45.
you said yes.
No, she said 45, and I said no. That's
and then
too
she said
low.
35, and you
And
said
I
yes, that's about
yeah,
right.
like yeah,
Yeah,
that's
too
right.
late. Too late. I'll marry a 20-year-old instead.
That's fine.
Right. Look, I'm just telling you, like, box wine, cats, that's your life.
No, I don't agree.
Libtard.
I don't agree.
Ask older
that?
women. Go to the club.
How old is she?
How old are you?
I'm 37.
Are you married?
Huh?
Are you single?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Well, I'm just saying, like, as
But
part
I'm
of
not the one with the problem.
You're
that
not
you
the
have.
same, though.
Yeah,
You're
you're
not-
delusional.
You're not this.
And I hate that for you because you're a pretty girl that's really smart. And I hate that you're saying these things because you could probably be a hell of a good wife and a good mother. You're not a stupid woman. I think you're misled.
Yeah,
it's
but
just sad to
Have you
see.
been married on your 37 years? Have you been married,
No,
divorced? Have you got kids?
Listen. Let me just say this. I have it all. I got it all.
So you've been married,
Isn't that down to
divorced,
personal
kids.
opinion?
No, I got it all.
Isn't that
Trust me.
But isn't that down to personal
Are you trying to like measure up with?
No, I'm
Because like now,
no,
if he's
what I'm-
offensive with her in a certain
No,
way,
I'm not
because
looking
she
to
can
be.
feel
No,
offensive.
I'm almost stressing to you. Like I don't want to be mean to you. I'm almost stressing to you that this is like it's the wrong path. Like
But
waiting
who are you
that
to
late.
tell me that it's a wrong path? Because
Yeah,
why is your path right?
Have you got your life together?
But why is your path right?
That's funny that a sex worker is going to ask.
Well,
yeah, listen here, lady.
Well,
Look,
my dear.
Yeah, I have my life completely together. There's
well.
nothing in my life I would change in any
So
way.
why
I'm
you're
not
being
the single
angry?
one on the couch.
Why you're being angry now?
Because I'm trying
Because
to.
you're
I'm trying
angry.
To, no, this is not.
You're angry about your life, my dear.
Okay, no, I'm not tranny.
Okay, I have a question. Do you think
What did you just say?
Yeah. So listen.
No, I just want to know, like,
No,
what-
I really, because I don't want to be mean to you or anybody, and I apologize if I have. I just simply think that waiting until 35 to get married and finding yourself and sleeping with a bunch of people is going to be bad.
No one said we were waiting to 35.
You
but I'm
literally just
saying,
said that.
Like, what is so right about your path that makes mine wrong?
No, it's not me comparing myself to you. It's just me saying, damn, that's going to not be good. Because I see it all the time. It's not because I'm not trying to pick on you. I just see these girls, they're on Instagram, they got their boobs out, and they're doing all this stuff.
And you're
I know they're
liking
not
them as
happy.
well at the same time, like that.
But that's
You're a
irrelevant.
man, right? That's
Yeah,
something
no.
we've deemed, right? That's the
Like-
But
man's
guys, what does
thing.
that matter? What are you saying?
Well, he
Yeah,
shouldn't
like-
be talking
what is-
like that. Then
It's not.
Is what he's saying true or not?
it can be
That's-
true
that's
and
what-
it can
like,
be
as
not.
women, you guys, you just listen. Like, listen to what he's saying.
I am.
He
for
actually
example.
I promise
And
you,
I've agreed with
but I'm-
almost half of the stuff he's been saying.
But I'm saying, just listen before you get triggered. Listen.
I'm just simply saying that likely you're going to want to have kids and a family long before 35. That's all I'm saying.
For sure.
That's all I'm
But
saying.
I was
And in
just-
addition, and I don't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry, you're going to want a real man, not a man that's going to come home and cry to you, not a man that you have to mother. That would just make you a broken bird. You want a guy that you can look up to and you want to be the leader in your relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, I wasn't saying yes. 35 is when I will be
No,
married.
but
Do you know?
then the suggestion of like, well, I'm not going to learn any of these skills because I'm only 20. I think the general point is like, if you go to other countries, if you know Ukraine before the current war and Russia, I mean, there are women there getting married at like 22, 23.
Oh yeah, no. Not
It's societally here we've got this different
So-
idea about it, but it's not worldwide.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not saying that because
so you haven't been raised to be a wife, right? That's what you said. So when do other women usually? When did you start learning to be a wife? Would you say?
At a very young age.
Give me
like,
just one
like,
number, quick.
Just a brief of things. Like I was learning how to make simple things like eggs at the age of 8, 9.
Okay, 8, 9.
Yeah,
so I'm okay.
See, now-
So you're
It's just
20.
simple-
so
simple
she's been
things.
learning to be a wife for 12 years.
So
okay?
that's kind of
wait.
go
Let
on.
me finish. She's been learning to be a wife for 12 years. Right now you're behind.
Yeah.
So right, because you're going to be competing for the same guys, right? Because we all want the same men. We've established this. We all want about 20% of men, and you can deny it or not, but you do.
Yeah.
Just trust me on this. So how would you get to a point where you could compete with her?
So the thing is, just how you said, I've been learning to cook eggs like for
Like just simple
as a
little
wife,
things.
yeah,
not entirely as a wife, maybe just as a woman.
But
natural life skills, you know.
Natural life skills.
So when you said that, I was literally just going to jump in and say, yeah, I have also been taught how to do those things, but not for anybody else other than me.
Yeah, like as a woman,
you know?
like not for anybody else.
I think that's an important thing to say.
The point is still the same, though, is that you're not learning the key skills and mentalities needed to maintain a long-term relationship with a man.
But surely, if I can do that for myself, I have the facilities to do that for
someone else. But it's not about cooking. Cooking is an example of a skill that comes with it, right? Because you have to feed the kids. You know, I know some guys can afford Uber Eats, but like my point is, you have to learn from wives how to get along with a man. And if you didn't have that as an example, you didn't learn. You don't know. And so a lot of times women, we get to an age like 20, 21, 22, 23, and we don't realize we're behind because all the other women have been learning this for 10 years and now we're trying to play catch up. And instead of, and I would just recommend trying to get women that are wives so you have someone to learn from.
I don't know. I think it's maybe my perspective is that if I know how to do it, I know I can do it for other people. Like,
it's not that simple.
But you keep thinking it's about cooking, and it's not about cooking.
No. I'm just saying, like, if I can love myself and I can be there for myself and I can provide for myself how I've been taught to, I can do that for other people. I think
the thing is, do you know what the only thing that I think? Like, I completely agree with you. Like, when you love yourself, you love other people. But something that I have been learning is that the way we love ourselves as women is not the same way that a man will want to be loved. So it's like, so it's like, when you're giving like the answers that we would give ourselves, like we would give logical answers to ourselves, but a man, like, he probably wouldn't want a logical answer from his woman because then it's
I'm not sure loving yourself is the route to being able to love somebody else in a relationship. It sounds very solipsistic. Exactly. It's very solipsistic, isn't it? It's like, I love myself. I can nurture myself and everything, but what does that do in terms of giving somebody else sustenance?
Marriage is supposed to be about the family before you. It's not about marriage has nothing to do with happiness. Marriage has nothing to do with loving yourself. It's about loving the family before I love myself.
Agreed.
The key trait is selflessness. So that's another hint that you're being misled, is that you're saying all this stuff about self-love, but the key trait for a marriage is selflessness. It's the man being selfless, thinking of his family, his wife before himself. It's the woman being selfless. We have a generation of women who are growing up thinking, me loving myself. You're going to be loving yourself at 27. And you're going to be looking for decent guys after you've made all the wrong choices. You're going to realize there's only like 2 guys in there who have a long-term job and who actually are respectable people, and those guys will have 17 women who are all waiting for that same spot. And then you're going to talk to 32-year-olds who will be getting ran through, who are going to be too busy trying to lie to you that they're having fun when they're paying a quarter of their salary to therapists every month.
Right, and that's my concern, is that you if that cycle happens, because that is, he literally just set a cycle that we all see all the time. My concern from you, and this is coming from care, I didn't mean to attack you, and if I did, I am sorry.
No, absolutely
I am simply trying to stress to you that if you go that route, by the time you meet him, he won't want you. And that is just a concern. I'm not saying I'm right.
No.
I'm saying it's a high probability concern.
I just think my personal opinion is that if you don't have self-love, you've got nothing.
Yeah.
Hands up. That's
you need to have self-love first.
You need to, and also to know how someone else should love you as well.
I have a question. What is self-love?
Appreciation of yourself.
Because I think a lot of times we confuse narcissism with self-love.
I think
because when I hear you guys talk, it sounds very narcissistic. And I'm just wait before you react. Please wait. Even when you're talking about in a relationship, you're saying I'm a fixer.
I feel like,
but then what did you do wrong? He did something wrong. I had to fix him.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of women they think it's like a one-way thing, but it's a two-way thing. And also, like, with self-love, I feel like a woman, to be in a healthy relationship anyway, she does have to love herself first place base, because otherwise the insecurities will just take over.
Agreed.
It will just mess up the relationship.
The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. He's taken a truth and twisted it in a way that it led to the wrong decision.
Do you know what it is? Because it's a worldly, it's a love that, like, people think love is like hugs and like kisses and like baths and face masks, but really and truly, like, loving yourself is it's a tough love. Like you have to love, if you truly love yourself, you're going to put aside things that make you feel comfortable.
It all sounds
uncomfortable to better yourself.
But I think the best wives honestly don't really think about themselves. They think about everyone else. I've never heard, like, I'm just being honest, guys. I've never heard someone that I respect and admire as a wife talk about self-love.
That's like my mother.
No, I agree with
Wait. They only care about everyone else. Like, it's always the woman that's catering to everyone, like getting the drinks, getting the like cooking, like it's just like a motherly presence.
It all seems very modern and sort of the kind of stuff you see on Instagram and like, quotes and stuff like that. It's like, if you think about like my, grandparents and stuff like that, I mean, they didn't have time for all this sort of like introspection. It was like, my grandmother was, I think, left school very young, had to go out to, and supporting the family. Then there was a bloody war and all this kind of stuff. Like people had serious stuff going on, and then they had children and she had to look after the children, my grandfather go out to work, etc. There wasn't this time for this like navel gazing and this sort of like, oh, do I love myself enough and all that. It just feels a bit
like, for example, my grandmother, she never loved herself and now she's suffering of dementia. Like
you think those two things have one another to do with each other?
Because like, for example, like my grandmother, she always said, I love my husband, I love my kids, and I love this. When I remember, even like my brother asked her, like, Abuela, do you love yourself? She's never answered.
But it just sounds like
that shows that she's a high level. The highest form of love. The highest form of love is when you forget yourself. It's forgetting yourself. If you really master love is about what you do for others. It's not really about yourself. That's why what Pearl said was on the money. It's about it's covert narcissism. You're saying you love your self-love. What you're talking about is I'm all about me, and me is the most important. When you really understand love, it's about others. Your abuela gave everything for her family.
Yeah, she did.
Right? That's the highest form of love. You asked her, what do you need? She's like, I don't even know. I'm just here for you guys.
Right.
She
probably thought it was a dumb question.
Yeah.
She probably thought it was a dumb question. She's like, what?
And you know what else I've noticed? That the women that get the most from men give the most.
Yeah.
And they're never
1,000%.
counting, they're never keeping score of what she, like, I did all this. Like, it's like a red flag when I hear girls say, oh, I did this for him, I did this for him, I did this for him. Because that just means you're keeping score. And the women that are genuinely motherly and are good in relationships and like that men want to be with, they give selflessly and they don't ask for anything in return, but they end up getting more.
Yeah. So and you die for that woman.
Yeah.
A man would die for that woman.
Should never know. I never tell women.
What did you say?
I feel like eventually, a good woman goes through so much before she actually gets the goods. Like, you go through so many men, but like you're giving your all.
No, good women get picked quick. I mean, like they might take one. They might take 1 or 2 L's.
Yeah,
like they might take.
I'm not talking about 5-6 L's. I'm talking about a few
not
L's.
Usually. Like there's a girl I knew in college, and she was honestly cute. Like she wasn't like stunning, but like she was cute, right? But men were just
as
like
long as you got the right morals.
It wasn't even.
That's what men want.
She was just really feminine.
Yeah.
And she was a Christian, and like men were lined up to date her because of the way she made them feel. She never had an issue with men taking advantage of her. She never had an issue with men, being in situationships. Like she got the relationship easy because she was kind, she was loving, and she was selfless.
Yeah.
But like the women that always complain about being taken advantage of, usually they're not doing something.
They're not selfless. I feel like selflessness is a big thing.
They're counting.
But it's also the right values. You've also got to know how to pick the right men. And right now, social media has a lot of women confused, thinking that they need the guy with the most amount of likes, who wears the latest trainers, who has the biggest chain, and you're passing over decent guys. And so that's why I'm saying again, you're being misled, because your youth and your beauty right now, your intellect right now, you're at your peak. This is when you should really be gunning for that guy. This is the time. These older women are saying, oh yeah, chill, it's a journey. Look at the women who are telling you that, and tell me if they're successful women in happy relationships. That's all I'm saying.
But I feel like adding on to what you're saying, it's about also the generation we're in today.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that makes a big difference. Like females our age, for example, they might say self-love because life is different. I feel like.
Do you guys? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But it's not the generation we're in today. It's the choices that women make today.
Yeah.
It's not the generation. Society doesn't make you do things. You pick. What % of women are virgins on their wedding night? That's a choice.
What would you say? Like you mentioned something just a second ago when you were like, before it gets to a point where like women get taken for granted. What's the point where you can be be so selfless and you can keep giving and giving and giving and giving. Where's that fine line between giving so much and then just being absolutely walked over?
Yeah, literally.
What do you have to? What changes? What's the stopping point? Do you know, for you, like your personal opinion?
I think that people that are genuinely selfless aren't asking what they get in return, and they tend to get more, and they don't tend to pick men that treat them like shit.
Not asking
and
for anything.
even the men that are a little bit more of assholes, they usually act right for those girls, or like do more for those girls, because like
by a landslide.
Yeah,
they'll do more for that girl.
There's a difference between this and selflessness. There's a line. If a man wants to act right, he's gonna act right. If he's not acting right, you're clearly not the one
but we go like women, we always blame the men instead of ourselves. Like the question is, if the men aren't treating you right, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Maybe
and it's the same way when the women aren't treating them right, they have to say, okay, what am I doing wrong? Alex had to read how many books? 5 books on women, and study text game to get the results we wanted. But it's like when we're not getting the relationship, or we're not getting men to treat us right, we say, oh well, it's you. Well,
just
maybe
automatically blame.
Yeah, but maybe it's something you're not doing.
Yeah, of course, I agree.
Sorry, did you?
No, I was just going to say, you guys are talking about going on a journey. I just want to be very clear with you. You are at the top of your sexual marketplace value right now at that age. A woman at 21, 22, 23, you are at the top of your value. So if you're really looking at it like a marketplace, like Troy says, I'd sell. Like, you're top of market, sell. And that should be the goal, is to sell when you're at top. Obviously, I will never be able to sit here and tell you, young ladies, what it's going to take for you to be happy. That's not for me to tell you. I would tell you that finding a strong man that you can look up to and admire and want to get behind is likely your best bet, and at a younger age and an older age, and that's all.
Just going off that, what you just said, sorry, I just have a bit of confusion in my brain, because obviously you said, oh, I'm not going to sit and tell you like how much, like what you should do to be happy.
Sure.
But I personally think you were quite disrespectful to like Regina about like what she does to who she said that she loves her work and she loves her job, and I'm fully
she said she likes taking dick for money. Yes, I don't.
Okay,
I'm not.
You don't have to say that.
But that's exactly what she. That's exactly what she said.
But like, you don't know her personally. You don't know her circumstances. Like, I just think that was really disrespectful.
What does that have to do with what I just said, though?
No, but like you said, oh, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you should do to be happy. But she said that she was completely fine. And
could I actually ask you a question? When did you start doing sex work? How old?
I started doing it like back in lockdown.
Okay, so like what, 2 years ago?
3.
Is it 3 now? Gosh,
yeah.
Time flies, right? Do you regret that, or are you happy with that decision?
I'm happy.
Okay.
How do you know that you're happy? I'm so sorry to ask that, but how do you know, like, what is it that makes you know that?
Because even though, like, at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm doing this and this and this, like, oh, people should think I am a slut.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have any regret, why would I have to be
Has it
unhappy?
affected your dating life at all? Has it made it harder to date? MS?
Yes or no? Yes and no. I mean, like, I always find myself, like, I never really wanted to have a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I always end up into relationships, like, without me wanting to.
Mm-hmm.
And as well, like, because in my world, it's really difficult today. And I'm not talking about, like, being an escort world, because I am a trans woman as well at the same time.
Boom, told you.
No, but I didn't say it wasn't true. I just said you didn't have to say tranny.
Yeah. Well, she was attacking me. She was attacking me.
Yeah,
I just said, what did you say?
That's trans.
No, she keeps coming at me, and like, here's the thing:
I'm not coming at
if you're
you.
happy, I can't sit here and tell you either. If you're happy, you're happy.
Yeah, but like, for example, like, I agreed with a lot of things you've said,
right?
And I'm honest. But like, now in front of people and stuff like that, I don't accept you calling me tranny.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
Well, no, like, we were getting after it, and that's fine. But I'm simply saying
because
to you,
I didn't call you a cunt. Did I?
Feel free. But
No, I'm not. I will never. I will never doing it. I will never do it. I will never do it because I respect you as a person at the same time.
See that coming.
I respect
you
you
didn't
as a
see
person.
what coming.
No, I just didn't. I didn't.
No, and so what? And I'd like. Well, first of all, If I've offended you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I feel offended
And
because
so
you
do
know,
I.
like
So do I, because you asked me a bunch of shit to piss me off and whatever. But what I'm saying to these ladies is completely different than your situation.
Why?
Why?
Why? Tell me.
Because they're substantially younger and they're not in the same business.
Yeah,
they're not going to
and,
be in the same business, and they probably want a different situation in their life.
Well, that's why I'm not imposing myself onto them. Am I?
And that's fair. But to answer your question, I said something to them. She diverted to you instead of going with what we were actually talking about.
Going to what you said, though, you said about the journey. I feel like we are me personally, I've always wanted to get married from a younger age. Not be like, I didn't want to be 21 and not married.
Yeah, me too, literally.
But I feel like, I don't know, maybe journey for you is different. But for me, I'm not saying I want to go all the way to 35 and still be single. Right. It's more about me knowing that I'm ready to be a wife. Because my mom is a married woman, my father, and their relationship is good. I look for that, but I'm not going to rush into that and just think, oh, I'm 21, I need to get married.
And I completely agree with you.
So that's what I think the journey.
I'm just talking to you. Yeah, and that's fine. Call it journey, whatever. I'm just simply saying that you're very much more likely to find yourself in a happy place if you don't go sleep with like tons and tons and tons of men, and that you don't wait until you're past your 30s in order to get married. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree with that. But I just feel like the journey.
I'm not saying it from a place to try to like be disrespectful to you guys. I'm just simply saying it's very likely that that's the case.
It's just double standards.
Yeah, life is a complete double standard.
At the end of the day, double standards are real. I agree to them to a certain extent. I'm not going to sit here and just say, like, listen to, oh yeah, man can cheat, man can do this, man can do that. Cool. If you want to cheat, if you want to do that, then you can go do that in your own. But my man,
and that's completely okay,
can never do that. So I know we're talking about the large majority. So that's what I'm talking about. But in my personal opinion, I don't want no man that cheats. I don't want no sneaky man. I want an honest man. Because if I decide as my personal choice that I have a man that's my husband and he's sleeping with someone else, and I accept that for myself, and he can do that on the side, then that's my personal issue. That's literally to do with me and my boyfriend. But I don't want that.
1,000% agree with you.
I don't
do
want
as you
that.
wish.
So
No,
if
of course.
a woman accepts that and they want that in their life, like I know a woman, a girl, that she's with a boy, he constantly cheats on her. He tells her live, oh, this is what's happening. I'm cheating on you. I'm with these other women. And she accepts it. So at the end of the day, she can't sit and chat shit or anything about it, because she accepts that lifestyle.
Yeah. I think it's absolutely fine for you to have whatever aspirations you want to have for your life. It's just that you've also got to recognise the reality, the workings of the wider world,
life and, being a realistic person and living in delusion.
Because you're looking for you're sort of looking for a bit of a unicorn in a way, aren't you? If you're looking a unicorn, you're looking for I assume a very high value guy.
Yeah, I'm very picky, but at the end of the day, I can never cap it, because imagine I meet someone in 2 days, I completely fall in love with them, and I'm okay with them doing it. You can never put a cap to anything, but at the end of the day, my morals right now.
But that's what you want.
I don't want no man that cheats on me. I don't want no man that talks to any other girl.
So to clarify, your answer to the question is that yes, she should leave.
I would leave personally, but at the end of the day, you can't really cap it at anything, because imagine you're completely in love with the man.
Exactly.
What about you?
I agree with you. Yeah, right now you're saying you'll leave,
cap on it like that.
Yeah, but when you're actually in the situation, it's completely different to what you want and your aspirations.
So does it? Okay, leave or stay? Give me one.
I would say leave.
Leave or stay.
Bye.
What about you? Leave or stay?
Depending on the situation, stay.
Yeah, depending on the situation.
Okay. I need.
We'll respect that.
Okay, so sort of stay.
Sort of stay. Sort of. If I know it's real,
they're getting it slowly. The compromise aspect.
Okay, so she might stay.
But it's not something that you want.
Right,
yeah, you don't want it.
Yeah,
Of course.
And you leave or stay?
I'm a tranny. I have no rights.
Okay, fine.
Play that card.
Okay, so question. I want to know, does it switch if you have children? Your answer.
Yeah, I think when you have children, it's way different. A lot of people stay in relationships sometimes because of their kids. But then some people, on the other hand, they'll think we can both look after the kids, just not while we're together. Because if you can go and cheat on me.
No, I'm asking you. So not with someone else. Like
Me personally,
if you
your
have kids.
personal opinion.
All right. Who's staying if there's kids? Raise your hand.
I'm not staying just for the kids. I'll be real. Yeah, I can't put my hand up to that.
So you were not raised to be a wife if you're going to put yourself before your kids.
I can't lie.
It depends on the situation.
No, you just.
It depends on the situation.
How am I going to have a conversation if I can't believe the words that you say?
No, you can ask me questions. It just depends. It really depends on the situation.
So this is the situation.
Go on, tell me a situation.
The footballer.
The footballer.
Footballer. He cheats. He pays for everything. You got two little rascals running around.
I'm not gonna lie. At the end of the day, that's what any girl would stay. Not any girl.
No, we
not
have
any
a whole.
girl.
Damn near.
Not any. Damn near any girl would stay. But at the end of the day, my personal beliefs, I don't want to. Yeah, my personal beliefs, I would say no.
Okay, so you would leave. So that goes to my question: how are you raised to be a wife?
It's nothing
if
to
you're
do
putting,
with being a wife.
It really is. I
don't believe it is.
Do you believe you're a traditional wife?
To a certain extent, I was raised on those beliefs, but I feel like because I grew up in the Western world in London,
you're modern.
Slightly changed.
So it's traditional.
I don't feel like I'm entirely modern.
But that mindset is modern because traditional societies, basically, I'm trying to find the definition. What's the difference between traditional and modern? Traditional society is characterized by community ownership, where modern is individual. So traditional is the family first, modern is me first. Like that's the difference. A traditional mindset.
I was raised on always putting my family first, so I can never say if I was in that position, then maybe I would stay with him.
Gosh,
but I don't feel like I would.
I'm begging you. Straight answer, please.
I don't feel like I would personally, but maybe if I was put in this position.
No, so this is the hypothetical situation. You said you'd leave before.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's a cheating thing, then
okay, but that's what I'm saying.
Maybe
that's
self-respect before that.
It's not self-respect.
Being raised as a wife, I feel like that also comes with not being cheated on. So that's why that's why I feel like it's a very
wrong. But the thing is, you don't marry into it if you don't feel like
cheating is a natural occurrence.
Her grandma, or you say grandmother had a whole family across town. Like I mean,
the same as many grandmas that I know.
How many of our grandmothers and great grandmothers and great great grandmothers show up to their husband's funeral and meet their family? Again, 8,000 years ago, 17 men reproduced for every, or 17 women reproduced for every one man.
And really and truly, if you're in like a married household, like more time the parents are not going to want to show you if they're like cheating because they want you to have like a good image of marriage and they want to be the role models. So they're not going to show you the ins and outs of their relationship and like what goes bad because they want you to have this, this is what a relationship looks like. So I feel like when kids are involved, like, and he's doing everything that he's meant to do as a man. He's providing, he's protecting, he's being a father to the children. He's got time for me. We're going on, like, we're doing stuff as a family. We're actually a family unit. I feel like, I probably would stay because it's like, it's not like it's coming out of our marriage or it's like he's stepping out of his role. That's when, I feel like I would leave because it's like, what I'm actually with you for? I'm being a wife, you're not being a husband.
Okay. That's a good development. I think in traditional societies, when you look at relationships, say in Nigeria in the village, when a marriage is, people having marriage problems, they don't come out to the woman and say, how do you feel every day? Is he okay? Is he treat you well? They normally say, is he making money? Are you fed? Do you have a house? Is he doing his freaking job? I've noticed in the West, it's kind of how you feel. It's like, in certain situations, I think, be cautious of that. That it's a man has a role to protect, to provide, to be a certain kind of pillar. Don't mix that up with, an egotistical battle to be the girl who kind of, the it girl who doesn't get cheated on, who gets everything she wants, who gets the millionaire footballer and the monogamy and the nice bags and the constant attention and feels good every day all the time.
And I'm not even saying that every guy's gonna cheat, but it's like we pick the men that are gonna. And then get shocked when it's just like, anyways. I'm gonna read super chats. I'm sorry, guys. I really appreciate all the super chats. We're trying to save. Okay, we want to do. As you saw, we had a recent vlog where we went up and down the stairs. 21 floors here. Yep. Yeah, Matt, can you be impressed? Because it was really hard. Thank you. Where as a team, we had to run up and run down. I'm not going to say who won, but it was me. hey, you didn't do it with us. Okay, okay. King probably would have won, but he didn't do it with us. Now, what we'd like to get is some cameras that we can put here, and so you can live stream with us while we're racing. Anyways, so super chats. So any super chats, I don't know what those cameras are called, but that's what we're trying to get. 90 free, what'd you say? GoPros. Oh, we're trying to get GoPros, yeah. 90 free toe pie. Pearl, if you want an honest answer from women, ask the question and stay silent, waiting for them to answer what you asked. Watch them squirm. Edgar Reyes, she has a large tattoo that says it all. Sean, whatever the occupation, anybody with half a brain knows fast money is slow problems. Only short-term happiness and family is long-term. It only depends if that individual has the guts to admit it. A Bands 1. If I have to make $200K a year, what are you bringing to the table for me to get that serious about you? Cooking and cleaning, that's cool, but I'd rather procreate with a smart, athletic, and empathetic woman, not a drone. Doug MPA, the sex worker has been disrespectful to Justin the whole time. How he's been acting has been completely uncalled for. We've seen it all show. 90 free toe pie. Women always tell the truth in that moment based on their feelings. I'm happy selling my body now. I'm happy with OnlyFans now. Frenchie, Blondie has been sending digs at Justin all night, and he responds and she's offended. Ladies on the couch need to stop defending her. She's wrong. Francisco, I plead that all the girls here look into all the men's and Pearl's advice. Ask yourself, when will be the next time y'all are getting advice like this? Other men, let me hit it and quit it. Wine Silk, Mary gave birth to Jesus at 12 to 14. 35 is granny age. Geriatric pregnancy. Your dads should have given you to your husbands and your teams. You've been misled. Vinery, the skills that men look for in a wife are skills to be a good mother. If you can take care of your man, and then you can take care of your kids. If you can only care for yourself, how are you showing your good motherly skills? Zoro Sloot, single women keep other women single. Jack Frost, Pearl has a glow. Not sure if it's the lights got upgraded or she got pregnant. What rude. Lyrically inclined. Women with British accents sound really smart, saying a lot of dumb ish. D, biology will be against you at 35 plus. You are getting old. It's that simple. Stop getting triggered. Today, UK. That's why Uptown is fixing men. Zero, oh father. Black Moses. It's clear that outside of sex, modern women have nothing to offer other than drama and disrespect. Dion C. Only wifey on the panel is Pearl. The rest are mental. D. Rephrases single. Season meaning catching bodies. D. Single season is catching bodies. Stop capping. Doug MPA. Women have nothing to offer but sex to a man now. They want men to achieve and become his best self, but then have to come home and beg for sex. They want the power over a man. Those days are over, ladies. Manny F. Ever heard of TikTok brain? It makes you dumber. D, if you let them talk, they tell on themselves. You're slick. If the women are 20 and jaded at 304 is 20 is too late. Johnster Small, many Rolo myths being regurgitated tonight. They're mostly unproven, like Alpha Fox Smith. Look at the research behind it. Mostly it's poor quality. Zoro Slot, modern women are walking contradictions. Dion C, most men who will treat a girl right are the stuff she wants and most likely not in the friend zone or not your type. Yorts are volunteer sex workers called girlfriends. Doug MPA, please tell the women the candy store analogy. D, 304s depend on Instagram like it's oxygen. A girl's trip is an excuse to make thirsty photos. Open your Instagram. 304 behavior, not a wife. Frenchie, 1,000 likes and they'll open up the chat. Let's go, guys. Zoro Slot, if the world doesn't owe you understanding, men are as faithful as their options. It's a choice to stay with that type of man. Shout out to Jay Waller. Edgar Reyes, ladies just accept it's a double standard. I'm at the end of the day. He comes back to you and the kids. Edgar, Tontilla is part of South America. I'm going to refresh it really quick. Guys, if you send super chats, I will read them. I'm only going to read the ones over $10 the rest of the show just to save time. Sean, keep on fighting. Pearl, 90 free toe pie. or not, A Brands F1. Pearly is being smart, well-read, intuitive, traditional, modern, or neutral. Okay. Do you know Justin, do you know the candy store analogy? Can you tell us?
Yeah, I've heard Tate say it before. So basically, the way I've heard him explain it, I've never used it, but a man starts his life off at the bottom of a mountain, and he fights his ass off, and he gets hit by rocks, and he gets torn up, and his ass handed to him, and he gets beat up, and he falls down the mountain, has to start over, goes bankrupt. He finally fights and claws away, and he gets to the top of the mountain, and he gets into the candy shop, and he eats his first piece of candy, and they tell him that's the only piece he can have. And generally, a man that's done all of that work is going to be like, fuck you, I'm going to take over the whole store. Because very, very, very few men will ever get up that mountain. It's called the 1% for a reason, and it is a fucking dogfight. And that's what he's referring to. It's the thing that drives men. Now, there's a lot of men out there that'll say, oh, that's bullshit. No, they're using it as a dating strategy. Any man that could love his wife, tuck his kids in at night, be a good man, provide for his entire family, be there as a father, be a provider, be the hero for his family, and sleep with a couple women every now and then would do it. And anybody that says otherwise is a fucking liar. Straight up. And look, I know that sucks and it's not fair, and it's completely not fair, but it is the reality of the world. And I think sometimes when we talk about these subjects, we get lost between the realities of the world and the emotions, because I know it hurts. It does. But it is absolutely true.
Wow. What do you guys think of that?
Silence.
I agree to a certain extent.
Oh no, not to a certain extent.
Speaking to the mic.
Sorry.
Their silence agrees with me. They don't have
silence
to.
agrees. That's what I was going to say. But
their silence agrees with me. And look, man, I'm sorry.
As much as I don't want that.
Yeah, and I get it. And like I said before, if I could pay $1 million to cut it off, I actually would. I would actually cut it off. I think it's a waste of time. It will haunt a man. It is in us, just in us.
Not all of you.
Oh yeah, it is. It's in us all. It's in every one of us. It's just the fact that a lot of men don't want to climb that mountain.
Yeah.
And so they'll trade off things that they don't actually want to do to get some piece of candy. But the men that really want to hustle want the whole fucking store. And generally, that's the man that you're going to admire and look up to because he has ambition. He has drive in his life. He's a hard worker. You believe in him. And most of all, you trust him to take care of you.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I genuinely want you to hear me, because I fear that if young women that are young and beautiful, like you girls are taking advice from older women that are not happy, you are going to find yourself in that same position. I'm saying it. Look, as heated as it got, I'm saying this out of love, not to put you down. I genuinely believe it. And I'm also not manipulating you, because I'm not trying to get with any of you. I'm going to get on a plane in a couple days. You know what I'm saying? But please let me leave this with you, or watch it again. Any man that could would. I often say I'm not doing anything that any other man would not do if he could. All right, I love you all.
I'm curious. Did any of you change your opinion on cheating after listening to him? Or after having this conversation tonight?
I hate that it's called cheating in the first place.
No. I hate that it's called cheating.
Because the cheating is the triggering part. You know, like if he set you down, like Pretty Teeth said, you know, she's like, I wouldn't like it, but I would appreciate the truth.
Yeah.
It's the deceit that really is going to upset you, because he's killing himself for you. He loves you more than anything. He'd take a bullet for you. And the slags on the side, dude, he don't even want them in his bed at night. He's in love with you.
Why does he need them?
Why?
Just for a little bit of cooch.
Yeah, because it's you know how you guys get emotional for no reason? Men are like, yeah.
So are you saying it's just like an ego stroke?
No,
it's not an ego stroke.
No, that's the point. It's not about ego at all. It's not about ego at all. Like men that sleep with women just to feel better about themselves are super insecure.
Yeah, they're lacking something, right?
Yeah, they're lacking something.
Yeah.
No, it is more like this primal thing inside of you that will not get out of your fucking head.
So is it primal or is it lacking something?
No,
it's
not
primal.
It's primal. It's completely primal.
Does the fact that 8,000 years ago 17 women reproduced for every one man, does that mean anything to you? Does that show at all that it's primal? That always in history, there's always been more women reproducing for men.
I think historically, yeah, but like,
so if
we
something
we try and adapt, like we're humans, we're creatures of adaptation. Like I would try my best to adapt if something didn't sit right with me. But,
okay, so if in modern society we're going back to that, like we're trending more towards sharing men.
No,
so they're
that
like
sound right.
No, to be fair, I don't even like to share my food, so best believe I'm not sharing my
You're wrong. You're wrong. You have, again, because we spoke about you've been in situationships, so you were sharing a guy.
Yeah. Y'all are sharing guys right now, but we're beating a dead horse, right? You're all sharing guys right now.
I'm not sharing no one.
Well, we keep coming back to the same. We keep coming back to the same point because you guys, whenever Justin makes or somebody makes the point and says, "Well, no, men, this is how men are wired. This is how they're programmed. These are the things that they want." Then somebody on the couch or wherever says, "Oh, but not all of them," like you did, and it's kind of like, "But no, but we keep beating the same horse." They do all want to do it. They are all programmed. Not all of them necessarily will act on it. But that's partly down to, okay, there's going to be a few unicorns who aren't going to act on it because they're super amazing, whatever guys.
I don't think so. I think it's the repercussions they're scared of.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But for the most part, they're not going to act on it because then they don't have the ability to, because they're not high enough in the food chain. Okay? The guys who are at the top, they are going to act on it. And that's just how it is.
Yeah. It's also character as well.
Right? Yeah, I know you think... Sorry, go on.
It's also character. Like, I think I can personally relate because at a certain point, you have a connection that's distinct enough with someone that it takes a long time for that urge to come back.
Yeah,
it will come back though.
Sure.
Oh yeah, about 18 months probably.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Even for me, I'll be like, you know what? I could like really vibe with someone and like she's one in a million. She's got chat. We're cool, but part of me knows that in like a year, maybe two. Some people have been together for 20 years. I know eventually, two becomes one.
Why do you think like that?
But I know I'm like that. That's one of the reasons I didn't have a relationship when I was younger, because I thought, I don't want to do that. I don't want to mess someone up. But I realized, bro, it's just human nature. It's novelty.
Yeah, I tried to fix myself in my 20s. I thought something was wrong with me, and I thought I was all fucked up, and I hated myself for a long time. Yeah. I broke up with Miss Louisiana in college because I felt like I couldn't do it. And I didn't want to be a piece of shit, and I went and tried to pray about it and do all this church stuff, and I come to find it was just a pattern that would not leave me, and I was leaving women that I loved.
Was that because of something to do with like yourself?
No, not at all. It was literally what I'm telling you. I wouldn't lie to you. And let me nail it home with this. It could be an ugly woman. You know what I'm saying? True. An ugly woman. I could eat filet. Hungry and horny to a man is pretty much the same thing. I gotta stress this to you.
No, do you know what? I do agree with that. Like, I do agree that it's nothing to do with the looks. It doesn't matter. I don't.
Bro, does it breathe? Men are disgusting.
No, that is the first thing that I actually 100% like agree with you on. She could be the ugliest girl in the world, but he's still gonna do it.
Well, it's like the old thing. It's like the old saying. You know, you've got steak at home, but sometimes you just fancy going out for a McDonald's.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And that's just the reality.
Cheap is cheap at the end of the day.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, and it's not even about cheap. It's just about different. And it's like this thing is people demonize it and act like, you know, is this more, bro? It is wired into us. It almost comes out of us in a way. And again, I cannot stress this enough. If I could pay to get rid of that feeling, I would absolutely do it. 100%.
I guess it's nice. Not nice. That's the wrong word. But I guess it's like a bit more, a better feeling for us girls to know that he sat there saying that if he could get rid of it, he would. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's counterproductive.
Yeah,
it's so counterproductive. It's a waste of time, energy.
It's reassurance. It's not like a want. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you're saying that I'd get rid of this if I could.
I would pay to get rid of it.
Yeah, see, that's reassurance for us girls, but you don't probably think that you're reassuring as saying that. That's just something that you personally believe.
No, it's
but I'm
genuinely
just
how I
saying,
feel.
for us girls, that is reassurance to know that a man wants to do that.
I don't know. I think modern women don't really hear these things, though. I think it's hard for us.
There's not many men that can say it and get away with it.
There's no spaces, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think Pearly Things is a safe space in some ways.
Right.
That's controversial. In a way.
But it's not. But let me tell you something else about you guys. I have a platform. right? Women see my content. Women that I see will see me say this, and they'll see me anyway. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not.
Of course.
I'm not trying to bully y'all. Like,
I understand
like
completely.
many men cannot say what I'm saying and get away with it. And so I know you're not used to hearing it, and for that reason, I'm trying to be graceful right now because I feel like earlier it got heated. But truly, if I could get rid of it,
London.
If I could get rid of it, I truly mean that. I would.
Man up here.
I have, for the ladies, what questions do you guys have for men that you don't understand about men?
Girl,
I think
so many.
I think my like confusion is what does the man that that fights through all these battles and gets to the candy store and tries to take it over, what does that look like in today's world? I think that's the problem with us younger women. I don't know, it's not like back in the day where it was clear. We live in a different world, there's social media, it confuses us, so we're just like the words like rappers and footballers and Drake get thrown into these conversations, and it's like, oh yeah, that's what a high value man is. So but it's like,
what's your question?
It's like, what does that guy look like in today's society, or is it the same?
Well, she read it off, but I don't think you have to be Drake to be high value. As I said, I don't like the word. I don't like the alpha, the beta, the high value. I don't like any of those things. But I think a man that completely takes care of business and can give you a life that you'd have never had otherwise, and he can be the hero to you, and he takes pride in that, not by belittling you, but by loving you and empowering you to level up to where he's trying to go, so you can be on his arm when he's at that event.
Yeah, that's the right way.
You know what I'm saying? It's true. It's not about belittling. Yeah. It's about building up, and that's why I asked you the question I asked you earlier.
That's what bothers a lot of women.
Yes, ma'am, I know. Yeah. But when you have a real man in front of you, he wants to build you up.
That's why we can't even say that people are high value men until you actually like that. Like Drake, to be honest, I've never really seen him with like a proper relationship.
Yeah. Right, and that's a placeholder situation. Now, I will say that it's probably smart to protect the queen in that regard. And that if Drake is smart, he'll never let you see her.
Yeah. That makes sense, of course.
But hopefully, if that woman exists, he's building her up. He's almost doing everything he can to put every amount of knowledge in her so she's qualified to be with him at the Grammys.
And she understands.
Listen, baby, you gotta dress like, you can talk like this when they do this, do this. Start with the forks here. Like, he loves her. I pick you, so I develop you and I protect you from the world. Like, I'm here to protect you. It's me and you, and I've got you.
And the thing, I think why it's so hard for like women to like understand that is because that now is seen as so toxic, and it's like anyone that acts like that, it's you're a toxic man, or it's coming from insecurities. We are living in an upside down world, and even if we do go back to the Bible, like kings, they did have multiple wives, and not just multiple wives, but they also had what's it called?
Concubines.
And it kind of makes sense that these people were so loved by God, and it's like adultery. It kind of makes sense for you to say cheating is when you're deceitful.
But what is toxic masculinity anyway? It's just a couple of words. It's just a buzzword that somebody's made up, and it now gets applied to all manner of things that just because somebody doesn't like it.
It's an easy way to attack a weak man and get him to shut up.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of feminists say that they subconsciously associate masculinity with negativity. That's where it comes from. That they subconsciously don't like men. And they act it out. They don't know they are.
It's true. It's like even when they say he needs to open up more and be more emotionally available, you're teaching a man to be a woman. Men don't talk about their problems the same way that women do.
They want to bring them down.
And they're automatically assuming that the female way is the right way. And so like they're saying the male way of dealing with problems, like being aggressive, getting into a fight, not talking about them, that's wrong. But the female way of talking about our problems is right.
Yeah.
And it's like we're brainwashing men and trying to turn them into women.
Yeah. If you talk to them long enough, they will tell you that as well.
And they're learning that in school as well.
They've told I went out with someone, I think I mentioned that I was reassessing the way I approached some relationships in an effort to provide more value to people who cared about me, because I can be too introverted sometimes. And her immediate response was, "Oh, someone's growing up." This is a grown woman. And she apologized for it profusely after, but I noticed these things. I was like, that's what you really think, right? You think, oh, I get therapy. If you really listen to them, how they think, when they say, I want to be his mother, I have to act like his mother, it's there, guys. If you listen long enough, it's there. But to answer your question as to what a respectful man is, I would say I am somewhat respectable, so I want to give my opinion. In dance, I noticed that a lot of the women go for the teachers who are very overtly sexual and who know how to press their buttons. They know exactly how to say things, how to create the drama the women like. And only after they've been with that guy do they then realize, oh, I want to have like someone who's actually going to commit to me as well as being a sexy dance teacher. So they get with some loser who does a lot of work, who talks to everyone, who's not particularly attractive. And then that doesn't work out. Then they come to me and be like, okay, you've got all those qualities, but now you've already disqualified yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because I spoke to you a while ago. I normally do this. I talk to women. I ask them out. I'm not the best. I don't say like particularly witty things or interesting things. I do that on purpose because I don't think I have to be witty to spend time with someone to get to know someone. I think the effort in itself is valuable. So I let them filter me out, knowing that, yeah, you're going to get with Pedro and Juan, and then it's going to be Tim and David, and then you're going to be back here winking at me every Saturday. And, you know, and it's a shame they have to learn through experience, but it's literally a cycle. Dance salsa, learn to dance, you will see the line. You learn so quickly. So value those qualities. Value the guy who comes in and he's playing by example. Value the men who have values. Value the men who aren't chasing. I know it's easy to pick the guy who's constantly chasing you, who's texting you every day, who's doing the most, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's valuable. That doesn't necessarily mean he likes you. He could just be horny.
But I feel like a high value man, a woman will want him without him doing anything.
Yes,
I agree.
Like 1,000%. I feel like you like chasing,
absorb women.
Like I feel like women. It's so sad to say, but you like the guy that actually does nothing. Like my brother, he's someone. He told me like he's very good looking. My brother, yeah, he used to do modeling and stuff, and he told me he's never spoken. Like he's never like gone to speak to a girl before. Like a girl has always just come to him, and I was like, what? Like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah, but. It's like, I don't know if he's going to find his wife that way, but I don't think he's looking for a wife right now. But it's like the woman will always come to you if you just attract it.
Well, I think generally in human nature, we want the things that we can't quite get. You know, we want things we can't quite grab hold of. But it seems to be particularly acute in women as far as dating is concerned. You know, they want that guy. They think they can't quite get him. They can't quite get hold of him. You know, maybe he's too... And it's the hypergamy thing, isn't it? You know, is he a little bit too high value for me? Is he slightly out of my reach? Those are the guys that they tend to want. Or you tend to want on a visceral sort of level.
He loves me not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to know about men?
Me?
Yeah. What questions do you have?
I might have to have a little think, you know. I might double it and pass it on to the next person.
I don't really have anything I want to learn about men particularly. To be honest, I don't have like any actual questions.
So you were brought up in Brazil, were you? You were born in Brazil?
Half, yeah. I was born in America, then I moved to Brazil.
Right, okay. Because obviously the society there is a lot more traditional than here, right? So you see a lot of differences when you're here.
Like my family is like an extremely traditional family. Like my parents expect me to get married in the next few years, be a wife. My mum's like, growing up, my mum would make like jokes like, oh, like say I would eat something and leave the wrap on the table. She'd be like, oh, your husband's going to send you back if you continue this behavior. Just like little things like that, you know.
I have a question. And don't take offense to this. How does your mom like the tattoos and the nose ring and the crop tops? Because you say you're raised to be a wife and you're like more of a traditional woman, and you very well might be, but the way that you present yourself to the world.
Oh yeah, I know, it's very different.
And so it's like, how if a guy was to approach you, is he going to approach you like a wife, or is he going to approach you like a side chick?
Well, yeah, obviously I have guys approaching me every single type of way. But once people know what I'm on and know how I am, then they'll approach me the way like I want to.
Yeah, but we start with looks, right? So if you're walking down the street,
but this is the way I choose to look. Obviously, I'm gonna attract the different, like a different reaction than I originally want.
But I ask, I'm just wondering why. Like, why live on hard mode?
I don't really live on hard mode. This is just the way I choose to.
Just like that's
I mean, because you're beautiful, so I'm sure you get approached regardless, right?
I'm not really looking to get approached by anyone right now, like.
But I just wonder, like, why, if you were raised to be like traditional, it's like you're advertising.
I get what you mean, because even when I started wearing the crop tops, when I started getting the tattoos. trust me, my parents did not speak to me when I started getting the tattoos. They didn't, like, they're all asking me, why are you dressing this way if you were raised in a very Christian household? But it's just the way I choose to present
Is it a
myself.
reaction against?
I don't really think it's a reaction against. It's just my personal style, because I wear a crop top, but then I'll wear like something longer my legs. It's not like I'm showing my whole body, or I'm acting provocative, or I'm acting in a certain way with men. Like, maybe I'm that one example that maybe you can present yourself in one way and be completely the other. Because as you say, we speak about the huge majority, but it's not every single person that's going to be like that.
I don't remember if you said earlier, do you want to be married in the next couple of years?
Be married in the next couple of years.
So wouldn't it make sense to present yourself like a wife?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so can we take out the nose ring? I'll be so happy. No.
Like, this
she got 2 on her tongue, 1 in her belly.
You have a tongue ring too?
2. She's got 2.
No,
yeah, but I don't feel like
I think
that.
If you like it, you like it.
I don't feel like that determines the type of person I am. Because if any of you took just 10 minutes out of your day to sit down.
No, you're very sweet. I've spoken to you all
very
show.
Lovely.
Yeah,
but it's more
it's
of
the way I present myself. I agree. I'm not saying anything against like the way I look, the way I present myself. I completely agree. The tattoos, the piercings, the crop top, it does say something.
But yeah, I'm just saying.
It just doesn't
the reason I'm saying this is because I want you to win.
Yeah.
Like I want you to win in life.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, as nice as it is for people to say, oh, wear what you want, do what you want. It's like it's not going to help you get the outcomes you seem to want.
It could, to be honest. I've come across a lot of different people in my life. I present myself in this way, but I get a lot of different reactions. Like, it's all about how you are as a person. Like, this is all about appearance.
No, but that's wrong.
About appearance.
That's wrong because men judge you on the way you look.
Yeah, men judge on appearance, but then when they actually take that extra step to see how you are,
they're not going to take the extra step to see how you are because they already put you in a box.
Then that's
their choice. What they're going to think is, hey, if I make her my wife, if she's my girlfriend, she's going to dress like
I agree.
this, and this is going to represent
I'm
me.
not saying anything against it. Like, I agree, men will think that if I dress a certain way, but that's just not the way I am personally.
But surely if a guy came to you and said like first glance and didn't give you the time of day just because of your tattoos and the crop top and the nose ring and whatever, you're emotionally intelligent enough to clock onto that and be like, okay, well, you're not the type of guy that I would
that you would want anyway.
If you couldn't put me in a box like that, I'll shut
you in the box. Skin. I choose to put this on my skin. I'm not that type of like, cool, maybe you can think all sorts of crazy things. Trust me, I get all sorts of crazy reactions with the type of tattoos I have, with the type of dress, like the way I dress.
Do you judge men based on how they dress? Like if a guy is dressed like a homeless man?
Yeah, of course. As first appearance always matters.
Okay.
So that's why I'm not saying anything against like my looks.
Right. So I'm saying like you started shaming men for judging her and say, well, that's no, not you. And you were saying that, oh, well, that's not the type of man I would want anyways. But how do you know that? Because if you saw a guy that was that looked homeless, even though he wasn't, you might disqualify him based on, everyone disqualifies everyone based on looks.
Not shaming men as such, but I'm just saying like for her, like I'd hope that she was emotionally intelligent enough to be like, okay, well, if you're going to put me in that box, I have the equal right to then say, okay, then if you're going to put me in a box like that, I can equally put you in a box and move on with my life.
You're taking a defensive stance, and I think it's more about kind of being conscious and aware of things. I think the defense is unnecessary. You don't have to defend yourself spiritually. I think you just have to be more conscious that like those high level guys will notice the tattoos. Like I don't care personally, but some guys will.
Yeah.
And you got to just accept that like
I would say
maybe if I wanted to date like Bill Gates' son or like some aristocrat from France, maybe he won't be into that.
And unfortunately, because you're beautiful, he'll probably lie to you.
Thank you. Wait, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I called you beautiful.
I don't really judge people really. Like, I know people would 100% think things of me just purely based on my tattoos, just on that fact alone. But I never let that really play into my mind. Like, I have a very realistic mindset.
Well, I would just say if you do want to be married or you do want a long-term relationship, then I would dress like someone that wants to be in one.
Yeah, but I don't want to be married right now. I don't need anyone to like guide the way I just right now. But obviously, if I'm married, if I have a man, I'm not going to be.
You said you wanted to get married in the next couple of years.
Couple years, yeah, a few years, more likely a few years than a couple.
Okay.
Maybe we need to add into that 1% though. Like if you want to get married to somebody from that 1%.
No, it's not. No, I'm sorry. No, it's just. No, men across the board judge women with tattoos. Men across the board judge. You know, if we're gonna say a balance of probability, like there's exceptions, but if we're gonna talk about across the board, the men you want, like I'm from a pretty well-off community, and like most of my brothers make six figures. Most people in our circles make six figures, and I can tell you that they absolutely judge you if you have tattoos. They absolutely judge you if you have piercings. And I didn't always like this. When I was younger, I was like, Mom, you're so judgmental. Why? Like I was so mad that she wouldn't let me like do this stuff. And then the older I get, the more I see that she's right. And I just, I really, if I can encourage you in a different direction, that's probably what I'm going to do.
It's not the be all and end all though. Yep. Not at all. I think you could actually end up making it something that works for you. A classy woman with tattoo does stir some intrigue. That could be interesting. So we're not giving you like some kind of final judgment.
Yeah, it's not a death sentence at all.
Yeah.
No, just get a couple of sundresses and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
no one's gonna watch you.
In this room hated my tattoos. I love them.
They're great tattoos. They're lovely.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I personally don't have a thing against tattoo, but I'm not gonna lie. If I saw someone with tattoos, it doesn't scream take me out to dinner, talk to me every night, treat me like wifey. It kind of screams like you've probably had 2 or 3 toxic relationships. Like,
Yeah, I get what you're.
That's my first impression. It's not
you're
right.
on the journey. Yeah.
But for real girls, I would say I do agree with feminists on one thing in that you women have a lot against you now more than ever, in that you have the worst role models ever. Like when I look at modern women, there's very few role models, and I always get the impression when I see the women others look up to, other women look up to, I just like, you're looking up to people who don't have what you want. You're looking up to women who are coping with their bad decisions. 34-year-olds, 32-year-olds who are still in the club, who are trying to sell you on this whole culture and accept yourself and spirituality. And they're missing out the little bit where it says, I messed up. I missed the boat. I had all these opportunities at uni. I had all these opportunities. I messed up and I'm still in this club with 21-year-olds trying to pretend that I've got it all. I guarantee you these women, if they found a decent guy, they would fight you tooth and nail for that guy. So just remember that. Not everyone wants the best for you. And that's what this all women, not every woman wants the best for you either.
Misery loves company.
No, agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
they will lie to your face straight up. Like,
devil doesn't break into empty houses, does it?
And you're young. You're young. They're gonna lie to you. Take your time. It's chill. Doesn't matter. Accept yourself. You got time. Trust me. After uni, the amount of high quality guys you'll meet on the dating scene reduces significantly. In uni, you're in a pool of just young people who are quite focused and going towards somewhere. When you come out, you're on Tinder, right? And Tinder, anyone could be on Tinder, anyone could be on Hinge. People are trying to mess around. It's long. And the more time kind of passes, the less high quality men there are, because men figure it out and just pick one and bounce. The guys you see every day are the guys that are running through girls, innit? Those.
Yep. and let's go back to the market thing that Troy said. The longer a house sits on the market, the more likely that house is to drop in price.
Yeah, decreases in value.
Right.
But I hate the whole, you just mentioned like Tinder and all this stuff, like when you go, and you dropped the word market as well. I don't like the whole idea that women are on a market.
Well, no, but men are as well.
Oh, men are as well.
Everyone is.
Yeah,
men are as well.
Everyone's for sale. Like I get that, but
the whole thing is a market. It's not just women. It's just everybody.
100%. But just for me personally, like maybe call me delusional, call me naive, but I just hate the whole hookup culture idea that is so normalized today. That doesn't sit right on my conscience whatsoever.
Whose fault is hookup culture?
Pardon?
It's the women's fault.
I think it's women, a problem on both sides. I don't think
what percent of men can partake in hookup culture? What percent of men get laid?
I don't know the statistics or the facts, but I don't think it's a certain sex to blame. I think it's a problem shared on both sides. We don't help each other as women, and I don't think men help themselves either.
Women want to sleep with roughly 20% of men. 20% of men, and some people would argue it's fewer, but we're going to say 20% of men are sleeping with all the women. Where 80% of women are sleeping with 20% of men. So whose fault is hookup culture? Is it more women doing it or more men doing it?
I think you have the advantage in this like situation, because obviously you know the statistics. Like, I'm not sat behind a computer. I don't know the statistics. Like, but I just, from my personal opinion and what I see, is that I wouldn't blame it on a certain sex, and I'll hold my hands up and say that.
Yeah, but it's not the 5'2" nerdy guys who are causing hookup culture, is it? Do you know what I mean? I think the point Pearl's making is that you've got women who, you know, by and large can get access to sex pretty easily for the most part, not exclusive for the most part, and then you've got a much smaller sector of guys who are getting access to that same sexual activity.
Do you agree with the saying women sleep with who they want and men sleep with who they can?
Yeah. But see that
is that something you agree with personally?
Yeah.
99% of people.
It's true.
Well, I agree with that as well.
But so that supports what I'm saying.
So women are the gatekeepers.
Yeah, because women are in control of who gets sex. So if there's a hookup culture, it's women who are in control of hookup culture. Yep. If all women said tomorrow, we all said, all right, guys, we're closing up shop until we get a ring on our finger, everyone would be married.
I would buy Zale stock immediately.
No, but that's everyone. That's everyone, and we're not talking about everyone. We're talking the majority, but that is that small percentage of people that aren't like that. We cannot speak for everyone, but
we're talking in generalities, though.
Okay, but I'll stand tough in my personal opinion, but that's all I'm going to say on that topic. Like, I don't think that will waver for me, personally.
Well, say that again. What won't waver for you?
Like, I'm not happy with putting that on one specific sex. Like, I think we're both part to blame for hookup culture.
But you don't think if 8 out of 10 women are participating in it and 1 out of every 10 or maybe 2 out of every 10 men are participating in it, you don't think it's more on the women because more women are doing it?
I don't live by like statistics and facts. Like, I like to see. Not like that. But
that's going to be a great clip.
Not like that. But
Harvard just called.
Is Drake?
You want a scholarship?
I've been trying to say this the whole show.
Who's more responsible for hookup culture? The 1,000 women that have slept with Drake or Drake?
That's the thing.
The 1,000 women that are begging Drake, please fly me out every day. Please pick me.
I'm not meeting you in the middle.
And then Drake's like, fine.
Nah.
Yep. See, I'm not gonna lie.
He shouldn't say fine because he's part of the problem.
Why?
If he's saying fine,
he worked his whole life to get to that point.
I'm done with. I'm not dealing with
the cognitive dissonances.
I mean, men have the same thing, right? We all want someone who hasn't slept around, but at the same time, we've also slept around a fair bit. So I guess there's room on both sides. You could argue either point.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you know.
You think Drake is waiting for a virgin?
No.
Nobody knows what Drake is waiting for.
I think most men expect
Drake
that the girl has. I mean, I don't know any guy that's genuinely. No. There's one that came on my show.
Yeah.
That was genuinely waiting for a virgin, but that's like one out of the hundreds of men I've met all year.
Yeah.
But I've had multiple girls come on the show and ask for, like, we do the delusion calculator, 20-30% of men.
I mean, even just physical characteristics. If you think of a guy you're attracted to, I think. Justin, you're like 6'3", like 2%. Like 2% of men are 6'3", and then on top of that, being good looking, and then on top of that, having a good job, and then on top of that, being intelligent. So I go and dance with a lot of girls in salsa and all these kind of scenes, and they're good looking, they get all this attention, and they think I should be chasing them. You work in a bar, Sarah.
Yep.
Like, we're not the same, but a lot of them don't understand that. So just understand the rarity. Like, high quality, good things are not frequent. I know on Instagram it looks like you have access to the hottest guys and you get all these DMs and you think, I can replace them to the left, that kind of idea. Real solid guys. I have like 4 friends that actually rate as people. Like, this is a decent guy. I have a lot of friends who will sleep with anyone and lie and do anything that the woman asks just to get some ass. And I know the difference. High quality men are rare.
I agree.
So I think you're next. What questions do you have for men?
I should have been here thinking about that.
Yeah, girl, you're last. You're second to last.
Because you've asked most of the questions.
I Alex, they're calling you a simp again.
Fair enough. So be it. I changed my answer. Every man is a high value man. We all deserve the best.
What is a high value, like what would a high value man look for in a high value woman? Unless that was already answered.
Oh, you did ask that question and we didn't answer it, did we?
No, I don't think I asked that question.
Oh, okay.
You did, yeah.
You said 5 things.
5 things.
Oh, yeah, but a lot of people didn't answer.
I didn't ask the men.
But it's for
Yeah,
the
go
women,
ahead.
not for the men, yeah. Okay, that was a good question.
Me personally, I like women who are focused on their goals, who are driven on something. Even if that's being a mother, I like women who have like a purpose. One of the most beautiful women I ever messed up with was a French girl. She was doing cybersecurity, very solid. She was single for a period after graduating, and then she got with the guy she was with at uni, and now she's got a daughter, and she's a senior cybersecurity consultant at a leading engineering firm. I fucked up big time. I should have been hustling for that, but I was like 19 to 21. So yeah, women who are focused, who kind of are focused on their job, women who are supportive and who understand how to like compliment a man. I don't like combative women. I can deal with one, but I'd rather not. And I would say women who are selfless. Like any of this talk about like, you know, what I deserve, what I'm owed, what the world owes you. Extremely I spoke to a girl on Hinge, right? And she was telling me how all these Nigerian men in Manchester wanted to wife her up, and how like she doesn't respect men unless they pay for her food and stuff like that. That's a basic thing. How can I respect you if you don't even act like a man? This and that. And I ignored everything she said and asked her out because, you know, it was just going to be some fun. And she said, "Oh, you said link up, and that means that's disrespectful," and she blocked me. This is the kind of combativeness, that kind of nature where she felt the need to tell me how to speak. Yeah. On top of those ridiculous demands.
I think that is a bit much, but
it's a lot of women though.
Yeah.
I agree with the fact that a man should pay for dinner though.
Yeah, of course.
But I think the exchange is a man takes that role and then she takes a feminine role.
Yeah.
That's the real exchange.
So do you know?
Like, don't ask for equality if I'm going to pay for everything.
A
Like,
man should put a woman in her feminine energy. Period.
But why is it incumbent on the man? Why is it incumbent on the man to put her in it? Why shouldn't she be in it of her own accord?
I think as a man, if you're not doing something in the relationship that she needs or she wants from you, she's gonna act in her masculine energy.
Wait. I actually kind of agree with this.
She's gonna actually act in her masculine energy.
Yeah, a little bit, because
it's
his job to take the role and the lead, and that's really why I was disagreeing with you so hard on that being emotional nonsense. Because if he comes home, if you translate what he's saying, oh, I got problems in this and this, he's saying, I can't take care of this. I can't handle it. You should be scared because I am not enough to handle the problems. He should come home and say, I had a problem today. I absolutely took care of it. You have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Sleep like a baby tonight. I got this whole situation.
Doesn't have to say that.
And when a man does that, a woman has no problem getting inside of a man, a really strong man's frame, a masculine man.
Absolutely.
I have no problem.
I just find that girls that say that, it's just like they're just not feminine. Like the most feminine.
What girls?
Like,
that say what?
Like when they say I need a man to like put me in my feminine energy.
Pearl, can I say? I think there's two sides to this. I think on the one hand, I think you're right. I agree with Justin. I think yeah, a strong man is going to put you into your feminine, and that's absolutely correct. However, I also think part of the problem is, as I said, women are not approaching it from the point of, I should be in my femininity anyway. Also, or women in the West aren't. Now, again, if you go to South America or you go to places in Eastern Europe and stuff like that aren't England and they aren't America, you get women who are much more naturally in their feminine. They don't need to be told, oh, you know, I'm going to act up unless I'm putting my feminine. They're just going to do it naturally. So I think it's kind of a little bit of both, if that makes sense.
It's because when I think of like the most feminine women I know, like when I think of like the archetype of like what I would like hope to be one day, right? There's just no man that they could talk to that would make them masculine because they're just so feminine.
I think what you said about like culture and stuff, like I'm part Jamaican, so like Jamaican women, they are very, very tough. Like you don't cross a Jamaican woman, do you know what I mean? So maybe that that's integrated in my system anyway.
100%. It is 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
There's a lot of trauma in Jamaican communities.
So we've got to learn from that, and that is passed on through.
I think culture does make a big difference.
Yeah. No, but it is true. And with Jamaicans as well, like I feel like a lot of the time, especially if it's single, you have to be that strong woman. Like I'm Jamaican, you have to be that strong woman.
You don't let your side down.
Yeah, so a lot of the older generations, they might have been actually single, and it's like they were like that strong for like all their kids. Like my grandma, she had to be the single woman for.
I would call it trauma because I've seen this cycle of single mothers imparting all their horrible experiences onto their kids and all this kind of bullying. And a lot of guys peaking at high school and then using that to prey on like 16, 17, 18-year-old girls, basically bullying them with their experience, getting these girls pregnant. So I would say that's quite significant. I wouldn't say that's like normal mental trauma. Like, no, you are actually traumatized.
No, you don't have to call it traumatized because it's like you move on. Like I don't think it's something that is like, what is trauma? Like trauma is not a event. It's how you take that. I don't think trauma is real because it's really and truly how you like what you take from that experience.
Perceive it.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I'm traumatized because this happened. You're traumatized because you don't want to get over it, or you don't want to like better yourself to like get over it.
There's levels, obviously.
Yeah. Could you finish?
Of course, there's levels.
Saying?
Yeah.
What do you look for in a high value woman?
I wasn't. He was talking on it.
Oh, he was.
I'm finished.
Okay, your turn.
I don't know if I absolutely want what they might call a high value woman. What I think is very important to me is no promiscuity.
Yeah.
Or very, how you market yourself online in 2023 is very important. The role that you allow the man to take by empowering him to be the hero. No man doesn't want to be a hero to his family. That's what makes love such a beautiful thing. No man wants a woman he can't save from a castle and a dragon. Not to say that the woman is broken, but he wants to take the role of being appreciated for taking care and putting everything on the line for his family. It's very, very important to me and any other man, and I have no problem saying that. In addition, one thing we've not really touched a lot is beauty. Men truly care about beauty and keeping yourself together, and being clean and soft in the way of a feminine woman, and really keeping up with that, especially as you start to get older. I think it's really important that you pay attention to that because men judge other men based off their girl. And it's very important to have a woman that's not only beautiful and feminine, but is also willing to serve like in the feminine role because it makes a man look good. So like, let's say if you're people come over to your house or something like that, you would ask his friends, can I get you guys anything? Like trying to be like helping the group because you respect the fact that they might be talking about business. Not to say that a woman can't do business. I'm just talking about a woman really being in the feminine energy and even to a degree submissive. And I'm not sorry to say it because really and truly no man wants to date a person or be with a person that he has to fight with to be man of the house.
Oh, of course.
No, agreed. And you know what? I think for us females, like, that's so nice when you can feel like,
you feel safe. And let me defend you guys real quick. This is what's so hard for you guys. There's so much at risk for you to let go.
Yeah.
There's so much at risk.
And I feel like in this Western world especially.
Yeah, and you hold on to it because you don't know if this son of a bitch is actually going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck.
So it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah, you're trying to defend yourself and men ain't shit and I'm going to go on my journey because I'm going to hold out. Yeah. And you know what sucks about it? A lot of times the girl's right. He ain't shit.
Literally.
He ain't shit. But it premises that with the title of the show, right? What really truly sucks for women and where I truly feel bad for you and where I think your life is really, really hard, you find the guy that can do it and then he exercises his options. Yeah. But what I would look for instead of that is, does he make you feel loved? Do you feel safe? Will he sit down and have a heart to heart? You'll know if he actually loved you or not.
Yeah.
When you get upset and you cry, if he stops everything he's doing, cancels all, and he's with you truly, and he can look you in the eye and you know he's there for you, he's going to take care of you, and you feel safe around him, safe enough to let go, you found the right guy.
Yeah.
Anything short of that, you're at a major risk because you're risking it all. And I understand why a woman would want to hang on to a little bit of her freedom if he didn't think he could handle it. And that's why I would never tell a man to cry to a woman because you're telling her I can't handle it, which is going to make her look elsewhere to find somebody who can. And that's just how it's always been, and that's how it is.
What about you?
I think beauty is really important. Like you said, I think that is a key thing. Without wanting to sound shallow, but it's not shallow. It's just that is how we're built. I think that is super key. I think sweetness and femininity are the ultimate things that stick out to me, really. Like you said, you don't want to be in a situation with somebody where it's going to be combative, right? I mean, I was in a situation that was very brief because I didn't allow it to continue with a woman who was incredibly combative, and really tried to sort of, I don't know, man. I mean, she was just off on a different thing, and it was like, I can't live with this, and I don't want to live with this. I don't want to live in this situation. This isn't how is this pleasurable, right? You know, I want to be with somebody who is sweet, who's feminine, who's nurturing, and who you can, and who also makes an effort to understand the male position in all of this as well. Because I think a lot of women don't, and they don't try to. And I think it's important for her to understand the male side of things, and somebody as well where you're looking for that ride or die, really, ultimately, aren't you? You know, somebody who you can be honest with and say, look, this is me. This is how this is going to go. There may be times when, you know, I'm going to go and do something over here, but I love you. You are my queen. You are the you are the top of the pile for me. But you've got to accept the realities of my nature. And I think a woman who can have that conversation and not get, you know, overly emotional and understand from the masculine point of view why that conversation has to happen, I think that is the ultimate thing for me, really.
Agreed. I think it's just so difficult for us females, like going back to what you said, when we want to be in our, like, we want a guy to completely just take care of us and protect us and be that hero. You know, every girl, we've been told all these fairy tales, all these stories when we're growing up. We're fed it from when we were kids.
Delusion.
Like, do you know, it is delusion. We want to.
Oh my God, we got through to them.
No, but
like,
listen, it's the guy saving the female all the time. So I think that's when it hurts so much, when you finally say, oh my God, okay, I can let go. I'm finally in my feminine energy. I don't have to protect myself anymore. I can finally let go. And that's why it hurts so much when you see the guy that you think you can do that with, and then they go out and exercise the options. Like you said, that's why it hurts so much. And that's when it goes back to the original question as to where you stay or do you go.
Also, I'll tell you this, is that for you, sex in a lot of ways equals love. For men, it does not.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what's painful. You're like, how could he possibly do that when I don't want to do that at all, truly? So most women that are truly in love with a man they don't know another man exists. And I think you said that earlier. And it's absolutely true. So for you can't comprehend, just like we can't comprehend your position. How could he possibly love me the way I love him and still do that? And you're completely valid in that feeling. It's just trying to get through to anyone. Like, men don't feel that way.
You can explicitly say, because that's, I think,
without a shadow of a doubt, and that's why I made the point earlier, how far men will go down the totem pole to do it. It haunts men in a lot of ways. I'm telling you.
I think that is the question that I would ask when you say to me, "What question do you want to ask men?" That is the question. When that happens, is it love, or is it just blind? I don't care about that girl. I don't care about that female.
I promise you, he does not care about her.
Okay.
He doesn't give a shit.
And it's going to haunt the man even more if he's like not being open, innit? Like if he's like hiding it, he's like sneaking out the house and come back in. He's got his family. He knows how you act. Like that must be even worse.
See, your grandfather, I think, was a good example because he did that. And he had that kind of other side of his life, but he treated his main woman with so much respect that he didn't shame her by making it open.
Respect.
And I respect her for that because I think at some point, another thing I didn't mention, it's about compromise. I like women who are naturally feminine, who naturally understand, like, listen, I'm slightly less successful than Justin, right? Slightly, right? Got 1 or 2 million less, right? So not every man's going to be a superhero and everyone's going to have their flaws. And being willing to kind of meet them halfway and talk about things is such a rare trait. And the prettier women get, the less likely they want to do that. The more they want to see a man bend over and slide in the DMs and do all these things because they think, I can do it. And they all get played. Because the guys that will do that are doing it because they're horny. That's it.
Yeah.
Is there a conscience there, though? Is there a conscience after?
In what way?
After that happens, after they do that, like, is there a conscience as
The
thinking,
men?
shit,
Yeah,
man,
if
I shouldn't have
they're
done that,
if they're
like-
running around lying to people, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely, and that's why it's so important. To me, truly, a high value man will live in truth.
Yeah, and this is
Completely.
and this undermines the whole toxic masculinity exercise because what you always talk about is actually just being honest and authentic. This is my
I feel
nature.
like with honesty,
This is how I
You
am.
said, didn't you, back at the start?
And what's toxic? How can anyone say that's toxic, right?
I put it to you like this: if I love myself, I have to believe that but somebody would love me just the way I am, in full truth.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, most of the time when a man gets caught, he has been caught in deception. So not only is he a liar, he's a coward. And how can you respect a coward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is truth.
That's very true.
That is true.
Yeah, I agree. Still.
That, okay, I stand
Who,
with
just
that.
raise a hand. Who thinks that they could accept cheating if the guy was open about it?
Definitely.
What do you mean accept?
Not just open and playing a role.
Not give him a hard time about it, not bring it up. Just, yeah, this is what he does.
I don't think any woman's actually capable of that, because I think there'll be spurts of outbursts and pain.
Agree.
You have to lie, bro.
Right? There'll be spurts of outbursts and pain. And that is one of the most important parts for a man. If that happens, you have a job to stop what the fuck you're doing and be there and sit in that pain with her and help make it better. I'm not talking about a man that doesn't actually love you. Like, this man will actually love you. And that's been the hardest thing for people to understand, especially. And that's one of the things I hated the most when I was going through the pain of like breaking up with girls I had feelings for, is I was in love with these girls. I would have sat down with them and been there. I wouldn't have cried, but I'd have held them. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, you don't have to be a dick to a woman just because you're doing that. This is really about getting down to the brass tacks of how we're actually wired.
It's like you don't even want to do it. It's just
like I said, I'd pay for it to go away.
It's so interesting because you said like you may have married those girls.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the thing is, they may have gotten what they wanted if they could have accepted that.
And you know what I think about that?
Mm-hmm.
Truly, all the women that are like, okay, I can see the world for how it is. This sucks. It's going to hurt. But I believe him. He loves me. He makes me feel this way. Joke's on all the other women, because they're getting the shit men. And guess what? Those shit men, if given the opportunity in a heartbeat, not only will do it, but lie about it. And to me, I look at those two scenarios. Who's really winning?
Yeah.
Who's really winning? One of them's getting truth and real love and probably a much better life. The other one's getting lied to and getting a scrub and a coward.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. So who's the joke on really? And when you read all these books and you hear all this stuff and you hear these women kind of being super masculine with the attitude around it, they've probably never met a man who could sit down with them and be emotionally intelligent enough to love them through it and explain it in an articulate enough way with enough conviction, not hiding from it, that they could ever be able to accept it. So,
and to add to that, one misconception a lot of modern women have is that your value is in your ability to sexually please a man. So I think older women know that it's about your ability to take care of the home. It's your feminine energy. So they think, a lot of women feel, if he cheats on me, then it means I'm nothing to him and I have no value. He's thrown me away. No. I slept with you for the first time years ago. We've already read that book. Now, your value is that you're the wife. Like, you're the pillar of this house. You make the food. You make this a home. You're supportive. You're the love of my life in some ways.
You're my peace.
Yeah, you need to pivot to that, because all this like new feminist ideology low-key sells you the idea that like it's about the sex. Sex lasts 5 minutes. This woman's going to give up a multi-millionaire happy life, all those connections, that for 5, because he busts a nut in someone else. And she's going to give up all that because she thinks that's all that matters with us. That's the definition of a relationship, and it's not. You fucked up. Old school queens would tell you that. You think a queen would divorce a king if that's even possible because he has a concubine? Nah, because you're still the fucking queen. That's why.
Yeah.
It's true. Wow. But I feel like we've been fed for so long that it's like, if you do that, then you have no value. Then you're like a horrible person. But when
my issue is they always paint it like the men are the worst. That is the worst thing they could possibly do. When it's like, well, we're not perfect either.
Yeah.
And so it's like we expect all this stuff from men. We expect them to provide for us. We expect them to be masculine, to lead, be good looking, tall, successful. And it's like if he checks every single box and he cheats, oh, you should throw a good thing away. You should throw away your whole family and never be. It's not like you're going to replace him.
Yeah. So my response to that is you're going to leave me for a man that you love less that'll cheat on you anyway.
It's true. Because even you talk to like married couples and they've been together for long, like I realize they always start with, oh, there's ups and downs. And more time when they talk about ups and downs, it's like talking about them situations where it's like, yeah, you cheated. I'm not happy about it, but it's like we move on because I love you and I don't believe in divorce.
And look, it's a complete double standard because if a woman cheats on a man, he will leave her in a second.
Yeah, because they know it's emotional with women.
But it's like it's like the trade-off thing, right? He's gonna go through all this hell and go through all the stress and make sure your world is a fucking carpet ride. And there's just one thing inside of him that is in every side of every man. But you'll notice that he will not give material assets to those other women.
Yeah.
But do you know what's funny? I feel like women really and truly, like when you're actually in the situation, like you're more upset with men that cheat that are not playing their role. Like if a man is cheating and not playing your role, you can actually F off.
That's the deceiting.
You get it?
Oh, you're going to cheat, but you're a shit man?
You're not going to cheat. You're not going to tell me. You don't do nothing.
My life sucks. Yeah, you play video games.
That's just a cherry on top. But if the man is a father, he's like your husband, he like listens to everything you say, and then he cheats, of course you're going to feel a type of way, but it's something you're going to work through because it's like, this is my husband, we're building a life together.
So would you say that men making more money in a way gives them the right to cheat?
Not just money.
No,
it's like the whole role together.
They emotionally need to be attached to her as well.
Right.
A man
not just
has that.
money.
Well,
I'm a
I know,
protector.
but I'm glad you said it.
Okay.
Because a lot of people just throw money out and they stop it at money. No, I mean love the woman.
Yeah.
I mean love her fully.
That's why, and you can't just call anyone a high value man until you know them, because high value man comes with so many qualities, not just money. Oh, he's a millionaire, but you get it like
it's character. A lot of it's character to me, in my opinion.
Let me ask you a question. Of the guys, I'm sure you see millionaires, right? Would you say that those guys have good, strong connections with their wives?
No, because obviously they come to me because of what? So like I said, like the wife after the first kid has been like let herself go down. They come to me because I have the lingerie set, because I'm wearing makeup, I'm wearing my fake lashes, I have my nails done. And obviously, like in my case, I don't even look like a trans woman most of the time, apparently. And even because, like, for example, and I've been told by so many men, oh, you're different from the other trans women. And then I even went to my psychologist one, and I asked him, why I have these men coming to me and telling me, like, Regina, you're different than the other trans women. And like my psychologist told me, oh, it's because like you were born a woman, okay? In fact, like I came out to my family when I was 4, and my family has accepted that since I was 4. And I started transitioning like with my head, then like a body and hormones and everything. Before I was a teenager, like I've been treated as Regina from a family since I was 4. Like the guy.
You came out to your family at 4, and they identified you as a woman.
Yeah, because like for example, I used to have nightmares when I was like at that age.
Your mom and your dad both did.
My mom, my dad, my grandmother, and my grandfather. Because in South America, it's not just the small nuclear of the family, like mom and dad. It's everyone.
So my question for you is this, and kudos to them. That's exactly what they should have done. Do you think what I hear is I do my lingerie, I do the nails, I do the makeup. It probably in some way makes that man feel like you went through some trouble to try to please him in some way, which means that you were trying to like be subservient in that way. Do you think that's the thing that draws them in because they tell you that? What do you think it is about you doing those things that men like? The effort?
I honestly I don't really know, but like I mean I know that I'm doing it at this. So at the very beginning I was doing it for myself, like because I wanted to be accepted more like a woman from the society. And then like I actually understood that it's then liking it. So it's like giving, like it's when you give the treat to the.
But do you think it's partly just down to this thing that we've been talking about, which is that they want variety, right? I mean, they've been with these wives for however long. Maybe it's it's gone down the. It's gone down a little bit in terms of the passion in the marriage, and then they're looking for some sort of variety, and that's why they come to you.
I'm curious, do these men like specifically seek out trans prostitutes? Do these men specifically seek out trans prostitutes?
So basically, like, what can I say is there's loads of confusion right now in everyone's head. Because, like, I've got guys coming to me that they're like, oh, I don't know if I'm this. Or I don't know if I'm that.
They don't know if they're a man or a woman or gay or straight.
If they're gay or straight. And I'm like, you know what? A gay man will never go with a trans woman because a gay man will seek another gay man. And it's like a lesbian woman will never go with a man.
But do they specifically like seek out like so they do
like for example in my case they message me and they're like how big are you and I'm like I don't know because it's not something that I do. They're like so what are you doing this job for and I'm like so why are you asking me question for that they're not already answered on my ad.
But when you're advertising as
a trans woman.
Yeah.
And they ask you how big you are in regards to the member. So you don't think those men are homosexual?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay.
Because and they're like trying to deny the fact of their homosexuality, covering it by going with a trans woman.
Right.
Because they're gonna be like, okay, she's a woman, like on image.
Right.
But then I know what we're doing in the bedroom. But like as well, at the end of the day, if a trans woman is a real trans woman. She's having a psychological problem with her sex. Like, why, if you are a smart person, why would you even go and touch that psychological problem more than how it's not already? Because, like, as I said, if I'm not showing something on my advertisement, why would you come and ask me about that?
Because they're, okay.
Because if it's not advertised, being an escort is being like putting yourself in a shop, in the vitrine of the shop, and I'm showing you already by pictures and videos what I'm gonna offer. I obviously probably wrote as well a presentation that most of the people doesn't even read, so you can even write like, "Hello, my name is this, and I want to do this." But I'm going to do that because I want to do it. They will never read it.
So and you don't have to answer this if it's offensive at all, but you said you started like transitioning from 4.
Yeah.
Like that sounds a bit sad to me because it's like, how did you know what you wanted at 4? Because I just say this because I was a bit of a tomboy.
Yeah, no, but because like they let me choose how I wanted to. Well, so because, for example, it was Monday morning and I had to go to school. Obviously, back in Venezuela, I had to wear the uniform. So it was neutral. Because in my school, like the girls wouldn't even wear skirts because it was an evangelistic school. And like everyone was wearing jeans
I had a similar
and the polo t-shirt because they wanted like everyone to be the same.
Yeah.
But then like on the daily things, they will let me choose what I wanted to do. And like whatever I was inclined for, they would accept it because they were like, whoever she wants to be, we want her happy to be who she wants to be, and why we will have to like preclude someone to not be someone that they don't want to be.
So when did you start like growing your hair out, wearing makeup? How old were you?
So basically, because my families they're politicians, and from my grandmother's side, we comes from the aristocrat family from Spain. I had to wait like all my cousins until I became 13 to wear makeup.
Presumably Venezuela is quite traditional as well, though, right? I mean, is it fairly conservative sort of country?
Yeah, it's very Christian. It's kind of similar to Brazil,
Evangelic, yeah.
and but it can be even worse.
Right.
Because Brazil, as it's like a Portuguese community and it's a Portuguese colony, it's more on their own.
Yeah, Brazil's like the only place in South America that we're not Hispanic. We're Latina, but we're not Hispanic. We have the same views, but it's more like Western. But still, then it's still very. Sorry, but still, then it's like very conservative.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole of South America, but Brazil was mostly Western.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I do imagine your parents or your family must be somewhat liberal.
Yeah, that was
So,
the point.
yeah.
That was the point.
Because that's
for
what I'm
example,
thinking,
like my grandfather and his political history, he's always been on the opposition, like opposition to the communism.
Oh, he's not a communist.
So he's,
No,
he's
yeah.
right wing. Okay.
Yeah, no. Because, like, for example, Venezuela, it's a communist country now. Like, nothing comes out of Venezuela, no infos, and nothing goes in. It's becoming like even more and more every year, like North Korea. Like even me, like sometimes I can't even talk to my family because they don't have internet.
Oh wow.
And then like sometimes, and as I said, my grandmother, she's suffering of dementia, and my mom too. They both gone together at the same time. And I am the one like now trying to help somehow, like trying to speak with the nurse. And I'm like, sometimes I'm even having like 3 weeks where I don't know anything about them. And I'm like, I always say like, I always wait for a signal like from, I don't know, from God or whatever. Because anyway, they always say that if you're really close to your family, you're going to feel when someone is gone. And I remember even when I felt when my grandfather died, like no one told me, but I felt like someone killed me. And that's what I can think of of a man, of a woman as well, of, of a high level, of high standards, is when they teach you like that love goes no matter what. You just don't need money. You just don't need anything else.
I'm really surprised your family was so accepting. It sounds like they're conservative.
So, like, I think it's, yeah, they were. But with me, they always had like that, I don't know, it's probably because I was born premature and stuff. So they were like, okay, let's keep her on a bubble, but like not too much. And as well, like they had examples of other families where like, I don't know, the kid was turning against their family. And plus as well, by being a family always constantly under the lights and stuff like that, they didn't want like even as well like having a granddaughter or grandson at 16 years old that hangs himself and end up on the newspaper. Like if it's something that I would have,
they wanted to accept you. As
and as well like I think it's something that I will have to sit down with my grandmother, which is like on her 90s, but in her head she's 25. And she's telling me how she's living her best life at 25 years old. And I'm like, all right.
Do you feel like it's a fair statement that parents should have their child wait until they hit puberty and adulthood before having a surgery? Let them play that out.
Yeah, like having a final surgery. Yeah, I will always suggest everyone, no matter what, like wait until you can choose whatever.
Yourself as an adult, and you've been through puberty and you've been through the feelings that you have sexually when you go through puberty. Because although your story is very beautiful, I would not want it to misrepresent that it is child abuse to cut a child before they even hit puberty, or have the ability to be an adult and make an adult decision.
For example, in my case, I haven't took any like any pill, any blocker, any pharmaceutical until I was until I was 13, which is when I chose whether I took it.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
young.
that's so young.
Which is where I choose whether I wanted to take it or not. And I was like, yeah, I want it.
But do you know why I kind of like that? I think now, especially now that you know that you don't want to go back, but it's like me, even when I'm 21 now, but even when I was like 17, I was such a tomboy. Like I've changed so much. Like even now, I feel like I'm still a tomboy. I feel like I'm getting more and more feminine.
Yeah, but I think it's because culture-wise as well. At the same time, like she said as well before, like in South America, you are like directed onto things.
But it seems to me that surely it'll almost be the other way around, because in South America it seems like it's more conservative, particularly because you're saying, you know, you come from quite a conservative family. So it seems surprising that, you know, you were relatively young when you started to do this. I would have thought it would be more like the other way around. They would have made you wait for a bit longer.
Yeah, no, but like I always think like it comes as well like with the background of the family and everything.
Yeah.
Like I said, like they're quite international, more or less. And as well, like my grandmother's family has a background on the aristocracy in Spain that they were like, all right, we shouldn't be judging other ones.
It is surprising because it would have been in the 90s if you'd have been 4. You're 28, yeah?
Yeah.
So it would have been 95, 96 you were born?
I was born in 95.
Yeah. So it's just a completely different world. They weren't aware in the same way. So it is a bit surprising. I just believe, and the reason I'm bringing it up, and I think the reason I got where we got earlier is because I kind of knew, and I'm sitting here, and I knew, and me and you were talking, but they are listening, and your situation is so much different, if I'm being fair, from theirs. And I just think it's important that, number one, that I acknowledge that I think it's beautiful that your family loved you. But at the same time, your situation is going to be substantially different than the young lady sitting on the couch.
Yeah, no, that's why I said to her as well, like my situation is different. It's different as well. And that's why I even like on my own side, I can tell that there were so many things where I would agree with you, so many things where I will agree with you, so many things where I will agree with them and not I was trying to be as much impartial I could, but like when I feel like someone is trying to imposing themselves, and I'm gonna say like it's trying, because I could have like misjudged and took it in another way that should I have.
It's fine. It's completely fine. I do have a genuine question for you. I didn't mean to cut you off, but when you said you quite enjoy the work, I don't think any man, if they were told, hey, you can get paid to have sex all day, would not do that deal. That's a pretty cool gig. Do you feel like you have the sex drive of a woman, or have you ever felt, that urge I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I am pretty sure that my sexual life is normal.
The drive.
Yeah, no, even the drive. Like in my way,
for a woman or a man.
In my case, it's more psychological. It's not physical anymore at my point as well, in age and time where I've been taking as well like the pills and stuff. I see things in a different way with 2 different sides. Yes. I can feel things in 2 different ways. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, even though like I am a woman and I feel like a woman and I'm going to be a woman and I am a woman no matter what, I still have the possibility like to have like a masculine and a feminine thought, which everyone actually could have that way. Because at the end of the day, when we are in our mother's belly, we have no sex until a certain point. But everyone comes from a neutral thing.
But can I ask a question? Like, and this is in no, like, because you said your story and I find it so beautiful, and that you even have the strength to even say it here. But do you think it's like respectful to say that you are a woman instead of like trans woman? Like, do you like make it a point to say trans woman, or is it okay for you to just say I'm a woman?
Like I always try to specify. I am a trans woman.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm transitioning. I'm learning as well at the same time, like everyone it is, because everyone is transitioning in life.
So once you're fully transitioned, like, will you feel comfortable to just say to someone, I'm a woman, and without the trans?
Yeah, in that way, yes.
Okay.
But because, like, but at the end of the day...
But you know you wouldn't be an actual woman.
What makes a woman, like, a menstruation... The uterus,
like there's so much things that make you.
Yeah,
like,
but there's women that they were born without uterus because they had a malformation.
Yeah, but we're looking at exceptions, not the rule. So I would say generally it's women that can have kids, women that have ovaries, women that have
or don't have a penis.
Yeah,
like any of those things. So it's just like it would never bother me. Like the only thing that would get to me is that if a woman that would try to give a young woman advice. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that what's inside of me, even if I started calling myself a woman, is completely different than what might be in a young lady.
Well, like, then, like, my question is, why have I been invited?
Men and women are invited to the podcast.
Yeah, and then, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm being told, like, you're not any of them, and we're here to give other suggestions to young women.
No, you are. No, I'm not saying that you're not a woman.
I'm not talking about
okay. So, but I mean, like, trans. But I mean, like,
I was
like, you're not a woman, you're a trans woman.
I was responding because you said that you were going to say you're a woman in the future, and I said, no, you wouldn't be.
Well, like, that's, you know, like, I always say, like, you should think about before you say those kind of things because you never know. Like, I don't know. How would you feel if then tomorrow someone is calling you, like my manager is calling you and tells you, like, oh, you know, Regina has hanged herself because she didn't like the words you used?
Then I would say Regina was weak.
Probably.
Yeah.
She's probably was weak.
Yeah.
But you know why she was weak?
She ran away from her problems.
I think people call me really mean things on the internet every single day.
Yeah, I know. Like, and I know it for sure.
Like in person, I've been attacked on this show.
Oh, yeah, even me. Every day.
Yeah, so I please don't do that, but I don't think you should kill yourself because someone called you.
Yeah, but that's why I'm still alive.
What?
That's why I'm still alive, because I haven't hanged myself because someone hasn't called me, you're not a woman.
Right, but I just think, I'm just not a liar. Like, I'm not going to lie. So it's like when you say something that's not true, I'm not going to tell you it's true.
Yeah, but that's because that's your opinion as well.
And
everyone
it's actually
is
a
like
scientific fact. Actually,
I don't even think it's just that as well. Like, I think because your story is so commendable and everything, and you're going through the transition, you should feel proud to say, I'm a trans woman. Like, I was watching this video of this trans lady the other day, just from like the 80s, and she said, I'm proud to say I'm a trans woman.
I just don't know if I can say that. And I'm just trying to be honest. I just don't know if I can say that giving drugs to someone at 13 is commendable.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad it like worked out for you. You seem happy, but I just think like if I would say that's a commendable
but that's
story.
your opinion. That's
her story. I mean, that's your story.
Yeah, that's my story because like now, because if you do you know other trans women or other trans people? Because now you have to wait until you're 18 or even 21, 25, 26. In my case, it's because I come from another country. Maybe rules might be different and stuff like that.
And I'm glad it worked out. But to me, it's still sad. Like honestly, I was getting sad listening to it because that's 13. That's a kid.
Yeah, but like for me and to me, it can be sad. Like the story of your life because you've been precluded onto something else. Like everyone has their story and the rights to write their story and to tell their story. So like,
no, you tell it. Like I'm not telling you don't tell it. I'm just we're talking about it.
Yeah,
so
no, and as well, like like I said, you have your opinion. It's good for you to have an opinion. I have another one.
Yeah, I just can't imagine like 13 is just so like that's so young to me because I think of myself when I was 13, I dressed like a freaking man.
And like I said, because it's a different culture.
But
it's a different culture.
I think it's more than just dressing. Like obviously, I don't know personally, but I think obviously it's chemicals and what's the thoughts of going on in your brain. So I don't think you can relate it to like your own personal situation because that stuff's not going on in your head.
I could because you know, honestly.
But
if I did have a thought like that and society encouraged it or my parents encourage it, who knows? Maybe I'd be down the same path. I don't know.
But it's like you dressing like a tomboy. Did you have thoughts of, okay, maybe this is something actually that I need to dig deeper in and actually think about?
No, because my parents would never let me.
No, but it's not about your parents.
But I also don't think you'd even have that thought.
But like you wouldn't.
And they were your parents choosing for you in that case. My parents, they will never choose for me.
Yeah, my parents chose
because
for me.
Because my parents, they say you have a right to speak, and you have your right to think.
I think the difference is though. I think it's good that my parents chose for me in a lot of situations because when you're young, you can make choices that affect the rest of your life. I'll give you an example. Not so much with gender transitioning, but tattoos. Like I'm really glad I don't have any tattoos. But when I was younger, I wanted to get them to piss my mom off. I'm not saying that was a good thing to do, but they said no, you can't ever do that. So like I don't know, just drugs at 13,
you know, like
12.
I shouldn't.
I have to say though, like, you know, I think I'm on this debate. I more side with a lot of women who feel like the experience of womanhood is too personal, spiritual, divine, and they, you know, sometimes they reject the idea of, you know, a trans woman, etc. And I don't. I think I fall more on that side, but I have a massive amount of respect for you, for your personal experience. I can't imagine what it's like to feel like you're supposed to be in another body. That must be crazy.
Yeah.
Just hearing you is like, you know, me trying to empathize is like kind of wild because I'm thinking that is wild. Imagine if you felt like that.
And if I'm honest, I will never put myself on the same like level of a woman who was born woman. And I will never try to do that.
I would hope
because
not,
they're two different stories, two different lives, two different kind of environments. I will never go through what a woman goes through as the same way a woman will never go through to what I'm going through.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad that that's acknowledged. Right, I have a lot of respect for people like you and like your personal experience,
100%,
and personal identity. But yeah,
agreed.
Okay, I'm going to read super chats really quick and then we're going to close out the show. So when we close out the show, we're going to do final thoughts. So if there's anything you want to speak your piece on, anyone you want to tell off, or, you know, thank, whatever. Okay, guys, make sure you like the video. The like is the most important metric that YouTube uses to push out these streams. So make sure you like. I think we're at 1,001. What are we at? 1,200 likes? Yeah, 1-2. So let's try to get to 1-5 before we end the stream. As you're logging off, make sure you like the video on your way out and also subscribe to the channel. Also, guys, make sure you subscribe to one of our 2 clips channels, PearlDaily and Just Pearly Clips. Okay. Guys, Regina is a girl. He argues just like one. Close your eyes and listen to him. Nothing sounds different than a girl working at McDonald's or any of these ladies on the panel. All women think the same. You can feel however you want, but prostate breast cancer is a real thing. I pray for you, Erica. Just be ladylike and you'll get a good man. You have the equipment. Now fix the attitude. The Clue channel, Pearl, you need an I feel like jar in the studio. 90 Free Toe Pie. I dare these women to have an honest conversation with their parents separately about their dating life before being together. It'll shock them seeing their mom basic as they are, and dad is a winner. Sean, everybody judges, not all put into words. Lifestyle is not your future. When you are 40, hit the wall. Lifestyle will be on the list. Listen or suffer. Facts do not care about your feelings. Griffo, as Pearl, still single. She is so beautiful and classy. God bless her and her supporters. Edgar, that's why you do Brazil if it's a noble with your parents. Blood Velvet. 7, the commandment disagrees with you, Bible. You shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that everyone who looks like a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery within her heart. Exploring fam life. Shout out to the Real World, Jay Waller. Crazy World, Crazy Times. Candy Store. Women are given a free pass into the candy store at their prime and pick the candy. High value men, but they taste all the candy. Men have to work like hell to enter the store, and if they pick wrong, they pick young women or taste more candy. Misogynist. YNT Silk. Sorry, guys, some of these usernames. Hebrews 13:4. Let marriage be held in honor among all, and let marriage be as Oh, shoot. Sorry, I exited out. Okay. Let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the marriage bed be unified, for God will judge the sexually immoral and adulterous. Exploring Life Fam, shout out to the Real World, Jay Waller. Abran F1, shout out to Blessing. Straight up, Pearl, you're a catch, to be honest. To Waller, even losers cheat, and it's for them too. Pearl, 8,000 years ago, for real. Everyone raised children in communities. Shale Karis. Pearl, please look up, bring on the screen, Red Pill animated. It's animated Red Pill, easier to digest. P.S. When's the soundboard coming? I don't know. Send super chats. If there's a channel you want me to react to, send it to me on Instagram, JustPearlyThings1. That's the best way to send me stuff for shows. Sean NG, keep on fighting. Pearl, Abran F1. Pearl is being smart. Well read. Oh, I read this one already. And then let me refresh it one more time before we end the show. Also, guys, make sure you go subscribe to Wife School. I know I've been promising the 2 Wife School episodes. I did what I would cook for my husband in a day, and I learned how to knead bread. Yeah, I know it's been slow, and I've been promising that, but we're getting a new editor this week, so it's coming, I swear. Sean NG, why not just call yourself a trans woman, not a woman, and empower the trans woman in itself? Your life story is understandable, but objectively, 13 is a child. Okay. Any final thoughts? Starting here, there, and then second row.
The first thing that comes to my mind is just, I think we live in a world where we feel like we all need to be on the same page, but something that Alex said earlier about compromising makes me think that I think being able to be reasonable is the key, to listen to other people. We don't have to understand each other because, I'm a woman, you're a man. We're not going to understand each other, maybe not, but can we talk, can we communicate, and can we be reasonable? I think that's kind of what we need to start asking ourselves. And that's my final thought.
Agreed. I'll take off that. Just be happy, man. Just live your life. Take each day as it comes. You never know when you're going to get swiped off the earth. You just don't know what's going to happen in your day. So just love everyone with the most amount you can. And God bless and good night. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I agree with her. Like, nothing is really settled to like one specific. Everything's what you make it. I don't really have a change of mind in terms of like the adultery part, but I agree with most of everything that was said.
I'd say find truth even if it hurts.
Yeah.
Once you go through it, you'll find that living without the weight of disingenuousness or lies and allowing yourself to be happy inside the real truth and the real reality of the world is probably your best bet.
And tell them your YouTube channel.
Jay Waller. And Instagram is JustinWinWaller7.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that you've got to try to look at the world with a clear vision and try to accept life on life's terms and reality on reality's terms. And, and try to strip away the pretty lies as much as possible, because the reality is, there is a market out there. We're all part of the market, men and women. We're all being judged all the time in terms of what we bring to the table, whether we like it or not, and you've just got to deal with that. And it's fine. I think it's absolutely commendable for people to have their own aspirations for their relationship life, the things that they want, the things they don't want. But you've also got to look at that in the context of that marketplace and think, okay, so realistically, if I'm going for that top 20% guy, am I going to get, these things on my checklist? And just, take it like that. You can follow me on YouTube at Real Troy Francis, and also Instagram and the other socials at Real Troy Francis.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Final thoughts. There's anyway, like no matter what, you're gonna be judged, whatever you're gonna do. And if you feel fine and happy when you do it, just do it.
Okay.
My final thoughts would be, I'm still gonna go into a relationship with the expectations of not getting cheated on, but if he plays that role right, I'm not sick from it. I can't lie, but
finally a woman who doesn't care.
Let's be for real. But the expectation's gonna be there, and especially like what you said, like he doesn't want to do it, and if he's actually going to love me the way I want to be loved, because I could settle for someone and he ain't going to love me the way I want to be loved, and we're just sitting there broke and just loyal, and so That's my final thoughts.
My final thoughts will be, I would suggest young ladies now more than ever, find a mentor, find a wise woman who has achieved lasting happiness in a strong, stable relationship, and learn from them. Back in the day, women were trained early to be wives. You were doing all this housework. You were trained in courtesy and etc. You girls don't have that. You got Cardi B now, so you've got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. But I will say, find those women and learn from them. As much as I can learn so much from older men like Justin, who's accomplished all these things, I think women need to take that on. Like being a housewife or being a woman or the divine feminine is not easy. It's just as difficult as being a man. It's just a different kind of struggle. Yeah. And don't underestimate that. It is not a when I feel like it journey kind of thing. It is a discipline. Relationships and long-term success with anyone and anything takes discipline. That's what I would say.
Okay, guys, thank you for coming. This was a really fun panel tonight. I know, sometimes things got heated, but I really did enjoy everyone on the panel. So, and shout out to Justin for coming all the way from Louisiana, to London. Shout out. Okay, guys. So after the show, I have a reaction video that's premiering. I think I reacted to like kids on the street or something, like giving their answers about love. So it's kind of funny. So watch that next. Also, guys, Sneako's here tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. We're gonna try to start by 8:30, might be 9 tomorrow for the live. Go follow my Instagram. If you have any videos you want me to react to or topics you want me to cover, send them to me on Instagram, JustPearlyThings1. Also, subscribe to Wife School. And also, guys, we're going to start doing meetups. I'm going to the U.S. next month, so I'm probably going to do meetups in different cities. If you want to be a part of those, sign up for our email list. That should be in the description. Like the video on your way out. And welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel.